What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run the North podcast. Due to the Vikings losing, Geek is deciding to take a mental health break from the show. Unfortunately, he's not joining us. Yeah, I'm just kidding. He'll be here, and I'm sure when he gets here, we are going to just hear an earful about what just transpired in the Vikings and Rams games. We'll get to that in a second. Miller, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just bought tickets to the Bears Commanders game on Sunday, so
Um,
feeling pretty good.
how many Bears games have you been to in your
This will
life?
be my second.
Are they 0-1 or 1-0?
1-0. We
Games
beat the
Okay.
Commanders on Monday Night Football the last time I went to a football
Okay.
game.
Let's see if the Bears remain undefeated in the presence of Miller football or not.
Listen,
Let's
I'm just
see.
saying, if we win on Sunday, the Bears owe me lifetime tickets because I'm a good luck charm. That's how that works.
I was gonna say, yeah, you should just go to every. They should fly you to every game
They should let me sit in the press box.
until they lose one that you're there for, or they don't. They
Well,
win the
they
Super
won't.
Bowl. Who
They
knows?
won't. Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
go undefeated in
So
the Super Bowl every year. The NFL will ban me from games before the Bears
yeah,
lose one.
eventually Goodell is gonna step in and be like, "Listen, this guy needs to stay on his couch. Like we
Yeah.
need some parity in this league. It's been 10 years.
And then
Like
randomly, Mavid Diller will start showing up to Bears games, and all of a sudden they'll start winning again, and it'll be this crazy,
May
crazy
David
controversy.
Diller's crazy.
How,
Oh man.
how have you been, Jake?
I've been good, man. Yeah, I've been okay. Um, yeah, it just. I know we talk about this all the time. We'll talk about this later. It just feels good to win football games. So I've
Yeah,
been pretty happy recently.
true.
And and the Packers have. I'm not gonna say anything about the game this week because they're gonna lose, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, they're the
Who
worst
do
team
you
in the
guys
NFC."
play this week?
Jacksonville. I just know they're gonna.
Jeez.
I just know they're gonna lose. I know they're gonna find a way. And everything I've been happy about in the past 5 weeks is going to be thrown to the wind.
Respectfully, I really hope you guys lose. That would be so funny.
I mean, I've said that about the Bears every week, so I can't
Okay,
get
well,
mad at you.
disrespectfully, I hope you guys lose by 30.
I didn't say I'd do it disrespectfully. I say I'd do it
Don't
respectfully.
care. I'm being disrespectful now. You've
I
awakened the
hate the
beast.
Vikings more solely because of Geek.
You know what? Fair. Fair.
Like between you two, you annoy me far less
I was gonna say
when
it's
it
just
comes to
so
your
weird
team.
that
Yeah.
out of the division rivals in this division, I feel like the Bears and Packers pretty easily have like the most bad blood. Yet, in my experience over the last 2 years as a Bears fan, Packers fans have been the most tolerable fans in the division,
Yep.
including
Oh,
Bears
dude.
fans.
Yeah, I mean Lions fans are terrible, and Vikings fans are pretty terrible because obviously like Geeks are homie, but like there are some Vikings fans
All
that are
three
really
Vikings fans are very insufferable.
that are really insufferable. Geek and the other two are
Well, Geek is two of them.
Geeks two of them.
Yeah,
How does that
geek what
work?
he's happy, geek what he said.
Oh yeah, then the third one is just Young Gravy. That's it. That's the third one.
Young Gravy, yeah.
Young Gravy.
And Young Gravy talks a
Um,
lot of shit, unfortunately. I think. I don't know. I didn't even know he was a Vikings fan. But he's from
yeah, he
Minnesota,
did.
isn't he?
Yeah, he did their halftime show last
Mm,
year. I figure he probably likes them a good bit.
that
But
would track.
yeah, I guess while it's fresh on the mind, we'll just get Vikings Rams out of the way. We're taping this after the events of a Matthew Stafford, Puka Nakua, Cooper Cup reunion, which ended well.
Thankfully.
Yeah, ended well, thankfully, just for us and for my picks, which I
I
knew
was
was
gonna
going to
say,
happen. Rams 30, Vikings 20. You might be asking, 30 points. That's an odd number for an NFL team to score. Well, it's because the game ended on a safety that was undoubtedly a face mask. And while we're here without Geek, we're going to talk about how it actually was a face mask. But of
right.
course, when Geek gets here, it wasn't a face mask.
Yeah, when Geek
It
arrives,
doesn't count.
everyone in the
Right.
comments just gaslight him. When Geek
Yes.
arrives,
Yeah,
leave a
everyone
comment.
leave a comment. The second you see him pop up on your screen, just leave a comment like, "Yeah, I don't really think it was that bad of a call," you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, it was pretty.
Um,
Listen, just remember, if you can almost get your finger in the guy's mouth, it's not a face mask. That's the rule
yeah,
of
that's
cool.
that's the bit we're committing to.
That's the rule of cool
Um,
with face masks. But in all seriousness, yeah, it was pretty egregious. Sam Darnold got his whole face yoinked. But like, as
yep.
bad as the call was, it's not like that decided the game. I know
Nope.
Vikings fans, including Geek, are going to cling to that, but like when you let up, it was either three or you get either 3 or 4 pressures all game against the Rams, and you give Matthew Stafford, who is a top 5 quarterback in this league. I will not accept any qualms with that opinion. I think that's a pretty safe thing to say at this point. Um, when you get such little pressure on him and he has his 2 top weapons fully healthy, and Kyron Williams is able to get going, and their defensive line was able to get pressure,
Hmm.
it's not a good recipe. Like, I don't want to say the Rams stopped Brian Flores because Flo still cooked a little bit, but this was, I would say, the most impressive performance we've seen against Brian Flores from a coaching standpoint. Now, single player standpoint, obviously Jared Goff being absolutely perfect last week was an anomaly. And we'll talk about that. But like this week, to see Flores's bread and butter be nullified, not ignored like it was by Goff, but nullified, getting very little pressure, this aggressive defense he was running came away with 1 turnover, and it was just a straight up bad throw by Stafford. It wasn't even like it was, something the Vikings really aggressively forced. It was just Stafford sailing a throw, which happens from time to time.
Yeah.
It's not a recipe for success. McVay simply outdueled Flores, and that was the story of this game, if you ask
If you
me.
had to guess, Miller, how many times did Matthew Stafford get hit today?
I would say 2.
Two is exactly right. They registered, at least stats wise, 2 QB hits, one from Ivan Pace and one from uh, Van Ginkel. So not even anybody from their defensive line.
Well, Van Ginkel lines
Yeah.
up at the end for them. He's their defensive
Oh,
lineman.
that's true. Yeah. But overall, I mean, defense, it's hard to really rip them apart because they're off back-to-back losses, but they're off back-to-back weeks of facing really good offenses.
Mhm.
Healthy Rams, Puka, Cooper. Puka, everyone was saying was going to be on a snap
He
count.
played
I
he
don't think he subbed out, dude. Like
he played 40
very
snaps
rarely.
and Cooper Kupp played 42.
Yeah, like those two, both coming off an injury, they were like, I don't know, are they going to play? They both played, and they both played great. Stafford was
Mhm.
unreal. I mean,
Mhm.
the first touchdown pass to Cooper, where he shrugged off, I think it was 2 Vikings defenders, and
Uh-huh.
then just whipped a ball in a double coverage and fit it in.
He was looking a
Nuts.
little
So
Mahomey.
yeah. So overall, I mean, and the Vikings offense just wasn't great. Like
It was
the
flat.
Rams defense, respectfully, isn't one where you expect an offense like the Vikings to fall flat.
Well, it was
You
the
know,
pressure. They were doing
because
really well up front, which I think is like the one
yeah,
place you
the
would expect the
second
Rams.
Darisaw went out and
Yeah.
on a kneel. I didn't see the play. I was away from my TV. I
Mhm.
don't know how he got hurt on a kneel,
It
but
wasn't a kneel. They tried to run a play instead of kneeing the ball, and then they kneed the ball the next play.
oh,
If I remember
okay.
correctly, maybe you're right, but I'm pretty sure because I saw
All
someone
I
on
saw was
Twitter
them kneel
bitching
the ball
saying we
after he
should
got
have
hurt.
kneeled.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
yeah. Okay.
but yeah, no, losing Darisaw and then the Rams defensive line, I mean, Jared Verse has just been unreal this
Bruce is
year, and
great. Yeah,
he
Kobe
went
Turner's great.
nuclear today. Kobe Turner having a really
Byron
strong
Young.
sophomore
Yep.
campaign. Byron Young played really well, even though he was the one who committed the face mask.
It's got a good game
And
today. Yeah. I mean,
and the
yeah.
Rams even found a way to make Braden Fisk work. Like
Yep.
it's really impressive what they're doing up front, and the
Yep.
Vikings just didn't really have an answer for it. And that ended up being the difference offensively because Darnold, I mean, he's been much improved. I'm not here to say like Darnold's a fraud or anything, but he's kind of like what Goff was up until very recently, where he's going to deliver if you give him a clean pocket. The second he gets pressured, he's going to see, maybe not see ghosts again. Maybe that's pushing it a little bit, but he's going to struggle. And the Rams are doing a really good job of bringing the pressure.
Yeah, but I mean, we knew what the Rams' offense could be with
Yeah.
those two guys healthy. I mean, they were 1 in 5, solely because they just didn't have the dudes. Tyler Johnson and Jordan Whittington and Demarcus Robinson as your receiving core, and Tutu Atwell, is not really gonna cut
Yeah.
it in the NFL. So yeah, we're getting those two back. They're one game out of the NFC West right now. Like it really doesn't.
uh,
It does not.
I
It is
am
not out of the picture for
so
them, especially with
glad.
the way the Niners have been struggling.
Yeah, I am so glad the Bears played them when they were banged up.
I'm glad too. Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. It's a very fun game to watch when Stafford had nobody to throw to. But
Yeah.
now that he does, they're gonna
Like I
they're
said,
gonna be
there's not
fine.
5 quarterbacks in this league better than Matthew Stafford right now, and he showed us why tonight against an elite defense.
Yeah, because like teams now they go to Seattle in a week, and then they got a home game against the Dolphins, which who knows what's going on with them.
Tua
Um,
is back.
he
So
is, yeah.
maybe.
But then they go Patriots, Saints.
Ooh,
They have the
stinky.
Jets down the stretch. So like
Stinky.
they could make a serious run at the NFC West if they get some of those divisional wins.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, good game. Stafford, good. Puka and Cooper, they're going to be even healthier next week. They weren't even at 100% this week, and they still managed to find some holes in the Vikings defense. I don't know. I mean, again, 2 straight weeks of really good offenses for the Vikings defense, so it's not time to hit the panic button yet. But
Yeah. I was gonna say
keep
last
an
week
eye out.
everything was working for the Vikings defense. Goff just didn't care.
Yeah, you want? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you take Jared Goff as a serious MVP candidate right now?
I don't know. I can't tell if it's my bias wanting to say no, but something is telling me I gotta pump the brakes on that. I want to see it a little more consistently. Now that game against Minnesota last week was one of the more impressive quarterback performances of the season,
Hmm.
but I feel like I still got to see a little bit more. Just because we know what
Yeah,
Goff is.
I think it's pretty clearly Allen in my mind right now.
I agree 100%. It's to me, it's Allen and Lamar are the top two, and I
Not
would
yeah.
lean Josh.
He's not turning the ball over. He's throwing the ball at a ridiculous
Yeah.
rate. I mean,
I was gonna say he's
I
been
think
productive. The Bills are winning
yeah,
football games, and he hasn't thrown an interception yet
yeah.
halfway
It's
through the
hard to
season.
overrate like how major it is for a guy like Josh Allen to have not thrown a pick yet this year,
Right.
because he's always been a turnover just machine.
Yeah.
Alongside the ridiculous athleticism, cannon of an arm, and now he's just doing all the best quarterback in the league things and not turning the ball over. So
Yeah, he's been incredible. He's been absolutely unreal. And now you're giving him Amari Cooper, which I think that's a good transition to talk about some of the moves that have happened recently because we didn't have an episode last week, did we?
no.
Yeah. So Amari Cooper's a Bill. Devontae
Mm-hmm.
Adams is a Jet.
DeAndre Hopkins is a Chief. That happened
Yeah,
yesterday.
D Hop. D Hop got traded. Who else am I forgetting?
Ernest Jones got traded somewhere.
Ernest Jones got traded to Seattle for Jerome Baker in a fourth.
Yes.
I feel like I'm still forgetting somebody.
I don't think anyone major.
Hold on,
Um,
let's find out here. Um, well, I mean we know Cooper Cup was on the trade market allegedly, but I don't think that's going to stay anymore.
yeah, after tonight, I wouldn't. If they had lost tonight,
Yeah,
mm, I could have entertained it. But with the way he looked and the fact that they beat one of the best teams in the league, I think it's pretty clear he should
yeah,
stick around.
yeah. We covered
Yeah,
all
but yeah,
the major ones.
well, Miller. Okay, good. So yeah, Cooper. I mean, both the two guys we mentioned at the beginning. Only two of the guys we mentioned have actually played a game for their new team yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Cooper had a touchdown. He played good.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a good separator.
I
He
was gonna
does
say you gave Josh
everything
Allen a true
perfectly
number
fine.
one, a true
Yeah, like
separator. That's the one thing that receiver room really
because like
didn't have.
they were making it work and functioning at a high level without him. With just like Shakira and Kincaid and Curtis Samuel and
Mm-hmm.
everybody. But now you add a guy like him, and the offense is really good. Devontae, I don't know. Devontae's still really good.
Pre
There's just
Devontae
something going
Adams though.
on. Yeah, Garrett Wilson. Oh,
Pre
dude,
Garrett Wilson.
on dude. Nah, he should be in the doghouse forever for what he's done.
No, I don't care. He's got a psychopath throwing him the football. It's not his fault.
Did you? Okay, you have to know what play I'm referencing.
I don't care.
You know what play I'm referencing. Yeah, you know. I
I
can see in your
don't
eyes. You know
care.
exactly
I
what I'm
don't
talking
care.
about.
Aaron
It was
Rodgers'
all his
fault.
fault.
Aaron's fault.
He hit him in Okay, it
Aaron's
was like the
fault.
most perfect throw I've ever
No,
seen.
Aaron's fault.
Okay.
His bad
Anyway,
voodoo in the universe said no.
anyway, yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers or Devontae and Rodgers, they're gonna figure it out.
And go 7 and
Uh,
9 or 7 and 10.
yeah, it's like the last year of Rodgers in Green Bay. I know Devontae wasn't there, but that's kind of the vibes I'm getting.
No.
So yeah, both those two guys looked good in their debuts. One of them has Josh Allen, one of them has Aaron Rodgers, and that's the difference currently.
Mari Cooper
But
stays winning.
Amari Cooper dropped his first pass of the game, and then Deshaun Watson got hurt, and he caught his first touchdown as a Bill. So I
Yeah.
think he knew. Part of
Yeah.
him, part of him felt free
The
after that.
universe reset itself around
Part of
Amari
him,
Cooper,
yeah,
and he was
part
freed
of
from
him
his
felt
shackles.
free. But yeah, we'll see D Hop as a Chief this week against. I don't know who they play.
Niners.
We'll see D Hop as a Chief. They played the Niners last week.
Oh yeah,
And
you're
beat
right. You're
them.
right. I'm blind. I was reading
The
wrong.
Chiefs this week play
Raiders.
Raiders. So yeah, we'll see D Hop start
Go
out against
for 150.
Nate Hobbs and Trayvon Morig.
Nate
So
Hobbs, get ready to learn
yeah,
underneath DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know. Get ready to learn what a highlight reel is because you're finally going to be put on one.
yeah. Actually, he's been. No, I kind of like Nate Hobbs.
Don't care. Mahomes to D Hop
Who's
against
the
the
other guy?
Raiders.
Who's the Maryland corner they drafted that I could make fun of instead?
Oh, fuck yes, we too fast.
Who wears number 0?
I want to say
That guy.
maybe.
That guy's gonna get toasted by D Hop.
Oh my
That
god,
guy.
this is bothering me. This vexes me.
I've got like it on the tip of my tongue.
I know, I do
Like
too.
I can start to sound out his name.
Jacorian Bennett.
That's it.
I knew it started
Jacorian
with a
Bennett.
J.
Yeah, so did I. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Jacorian
Jacorian
Bennett.
Bennett, get ready to learn DeAndre Hopkins, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
But give him
All
Mahomes
right.
a legit X. Scary
Yeah.
hours.
Let's get into quick. Jake's baseball corner is gonna be very quick today.
Oh
But
no.
actually, I have baseball and hockey. But baseball first. Miller, one simple question today: Who's in
Uh-huh.
the World Series?
Oh shit, it's the teams that nobody likes. Is it
It is.
the Yankees
It's the AL.
and the Dodgers?
Yep, Shohei and the Dodgers. Yep, that's who's in the World Series. Just to give my World Series pick, it's the Dodgers in 4 because the Yankees suck.
Well, they made
And
it to the
then
World Series. They can't be that bad.
I just hate them. They're in the same division as you should hate them too. They're in the same division as your favorite baseball team, allegedly.
What's my favorite baseball team?
The Rays.
Wait, no, I don't like them.
You don't like the Rays
No,
anymore?
because remember they had a sicko.
But I told you that, and you said, and I quote, they released him immediately.
I don't know, man. I don't care about. I don't give a
Anyway,
rat's dick
well,
about baseball,
yeah.
man.
How do you feel about your Spurs?
I watched part of the game today.
Did they win?
No, they
I don't
lost
even
to the
know.
Mavs. It was
That's
120 to 109, I think.
Got some
Listen,
Wemby slander from the timeline.
no,
I don't know
listen,
what's going on.
listen. I was watching, and then I saw Luka Doncic do a no-look pass over top of Wemby's head,
I
and then
saw that
turn
on
the
Twitter.
basketball game off. I could not.
Yeah, that's
That
fair.
was enough for
That,
me.
that's fair. Yeah, Luca's ridiculous.
Mhm.
As far as hockey goes, Sharks. Oh my god, I'm. Can I say it? I don't know if I can say what I want to say on the
You
show.
want to unalive
I can say it.
yourself?
I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh,
The Sharks are, dude. They are
he
so
means it
bad.
because he didn't use the TikTok word. He
They
used
are
the real
supposed
one.
to be so. Oh my. I just have to keep. I just like look in my mirror and say the future is bright over and over again every morning because it is. But right now it sucks. Max Celebrini out. Oh my god.
I don't know
That's
who
it.
this person is.
He was their number 1 overall draft pick this year.
Didn't
Really
that
good. Scored.
happen to the Blackhawks last year? That Bedard kid got hurt.
No. Well, he got hurt later in the season, but he started out
Uh,
hot. Mac
gotcha.
had a good first game and then immediately went on IR. So
Ooh, tough.
sucks. Anyway, back to football.
Oh, thank God.
Week 7, Broncos 33, Saints 10. I don't know what to say, man.
What a glorious
Stinky,
fall off it's been for the Saints.
stinky game. Yeah, it's not Spencer Rattler's fault.
No, there was
It's
one
not.
good unit in this football game, and it was the Broncos defense. Everything else is terrible and bad, and I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. So the Broncos' offense really isn't that good, and Bo Nix
No.
really isn't that good. But their defense is really good. Javonte Williams is really good too. He
Yeah.
is. He had a good game. Yeah. It doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, the Saints. I mean, the Saints really stink. I mean, once now looking back on beating the Panthers, we were like, oh, it's just the Panthers. Then they beat the Cowboys, and at the time everybody was like, oh, and now we're just like, oh, the Cowboys also really stink.
Yeah.
So
It also doesn't help that Eric McCoy's been out because that has really hurt what they've been able to do with their blocking. Be- Excuse me. You look at their blocking, and a lot of what they were relying on early on was double teams. Now without McCoy, they can't do that. They're having to leave guys one on one a lot more, and they don't have guys that can win one on one up front, and it sucks. And then Derek Carr, when he was on the field, as soon as Derek Carr gets pressured, he panics and dies. And then now Spencer Rattler's out there, and he's panicking and dying slowly. It's unfortunate.
yeah,
But hey, at least they extended Alvin Kamara for 2 more years.
yeah. At least he gets to stay there.
At least they kicked the
At least
can
he gets
down
to
the
waste
road.
probably the only 2 good years he's got left.
Yeah.
Um, rotting away in New Orleans. Um, yeah, but that's Broncos Saints. I mean, that's about all I got to
Wasn't
say.
a good ball game, I fear.
I did not partake in this next game, but I do know what happened. Jaguars 32, Patriots 16. Live from London. I don't know what to make of anything,
I
dude.
do.
Trevor Lawrence is good. What's up?
I know what to make of one thing.
Drake May is good.
Yeah, there was a certain individual on this podcast who said that if Drake May got drafted by the Patriots, he'd be ruined pretty much immediately because they have a bad supporting cast, and he was going to lose a bunch of football games and be terrible. No, the other one.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't remember saying that.
No, remember me
Yeah.
and Geek would
Okay.
like get into it over the Patriots drafting a quarterback.
That's Yeah, that sounds about right.
May looks awesome. I
Oh,
know it's
because
only
he
been
would always take like Marvin Harrison in our mock
yeah,
drafts.
and then we'd
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back and forth,
yeah,
and I'd be like, I think they need a quarterback. To be like,
yeah.
well, if you draft the quarterback, he doesn't have a support system. He doesn't have a support system. Geek was 100% right, and I never disagreed with that. It's a
It doesn't
bad,
matter.
bad situation there in New England. Drake's still playing some good fucking football. He looks poised.
Played
He's
great.
reading the field
Yeah.
really well. His mechanics
Yep.
are vastly improved. His footwork is vastly improved. I know it's only been
Yep.
2 weeks, but I've seen a lot in these 2 weeks that get me
Yeah,
excited
but like
for the
he
future.
he even showed like massive improvements just between the Houston game and this game.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like yeah, I mean, obviously he got better from his last year at UNC to his first start in the NFL, but also he's showed that he's improving at an NFL level already.
hmm
So I don't know. I mean, I guess the Jaguars defense isn't as good as the Texans is, but still, I mean, he
It
was a
doesn't need to
lot.
be though, because the thing is, I'm not talking about May's numbers, right? It would be one thing if I was saying, oh, May put up all these great numbers against the Jaguars defense. That's why he's good. What impresses me is the down to down stuff that is going to translate no matter who you're playing because it's all up here. It doesn't have anything to do with the guy across from you. It has to do with you and your comfort in your own skin and your ability as a player and your
Yeah.
ability to mentally handle what's going on with the game. Drake
Yep.
has that. He has it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what matters above all else. If you have a guy that has that, the rest comes later. We saw with Caleb early on. He had that. The Bears were struggling because the offensive line wasn't good and no one was on the same page. As the season went on, guys have gotten on the same page. The offensive line has started to play better. All of a sudden, Caleb is playing incredible. Drake, we're 2 games into this. I don't think he's going to have the glow up that Caleb has had this season just because he doesn't have the supporting cast that Caleb does. But next season, because the Patriots are almost certainly picking top 5, you get him a good supporting
Top
cast, you
one.
invest in the line. I was going to say, I'm being generous by saying top 5. They're probably picking number 1 or number 2. Well, I'll say number 2 because I think Carolina's picking number 1.
They have the number 1 overall pick currently.
Yeah.
Patriots do.
Well,
I don't know.
I think they can
I
win
don't
another
know.
game. I don't think Carolina can. But regardless, the point is they have their guy. They have the building block. They can now build around him. There's something to get excited about. And even
They're
then,
gonna have Travis Hunter next year. So
well, that doesn't really help Drake. I'm talking about helping Drake go.
Travis Hunter plays receiver, buddy.
I thought he was like projected to be a better corner and is probably going to declare as a corner.
He is pretty adamant he's going to do both.
Me personally, I don't think that's going to work. But I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong because that sounds cool as shit.
He definitely wants to do both.
But either way, point is,
yeah.
Drake's looked great, and it doesn't matter who his supporting cast is because he's going to be a damn good quarterback.
Precisely. Yeah. He's been ruined.
But Drake May?
Yeah.
Though.
Oh yeah, he's been great.
Yeah. Remember when someone said that the Patriots shouldn't draft him?
You didn't have
to. Oh, you
didn't have to bring this up.
I still think
we've moved on.
No, I still think that it can still and could still cause some issues. The fact that the Patriots are already talking about getting rid of Gerard Mayo at the end of the year, so he's going to get a second head coach again, that's never good for quarterbacks. I'm sorry. There are bigger issues within the Patriots organization. I still don't know if it was the best move. But when it works out, yeah, you get to victory lap that. You got the quarterback, good job. Yeah. I'm just saying there was a chance it could have ended poorly, and there definitely was.
Right.
But yes, you are right. It has gone really well.
I understand that like not having two head coaches is probably bad.
It's bad, but the difference is between Drake and a lot of the quarterbacks that get stuck in that the repetitive head coach cycle. A lot of those guys end up not developing correctly and end up not improving year to year. Drake has already improved dramatically from college. From a mechanics standpoint, from a footwork standpoint, I already talked about it on here, but like the mechanics, the footwork, the poise, the accuracy, everything has greatly improved just from college to now. He's already shown that it doesn't matter who's coaching him. He's going to have that growth. He's going to have that improvement. So I don't care if it's Gerard Mayo. I don't care if it's Ben Johnson. I don't care if it's Jake out there coaching next year. Drake May is going to be a good quarterback if he continues to do what he's doing right now.
Honestly, the thing they need to do is get him real receivers and maybe just a guy who can block. Just one might be useful.
And a real head coach. That'll be helpful.
Yeah.
Too.
I was going to say, Mayo.
I don't want to be fully out on Mayo, but it's all of the I'm not. I was never like that, but it's like, it's not even the like coaching part that I don't think he gets. Like, people are like, well, the defense sucks. Yeah, there's no good players on that defense. Like, I get it. Well, that's not true. Christian Gonzalez exists. One good corner does not a defense make. Has been weirdly good this year. Maybe that's Gerard Mayo, but like,
it was Belichick. He knew.
My thing with that is just like, all of the like off the field parts of being a coach, he's so bad at. He's so awful when it comes to talking to the media. He's awful at like every part of the coach speak. I know we all hate it, but Mayo is too open, and it's really bad.
Because Mayo was like, "Hey, yo, this team is really soft," and then Belichick went on like Tom Brady's podcast, and he was like, "Well, last year that defense was number 1 against the run, so I don't know if they're soft." And anyway,
that, and then when he came forward and was like, Drake was the better quarterback in camp, but we started Jacoby anyways, knowing that Drake would come in eventually.
Yeah, you can't say that, man. Like, and I will never understand the like going and getting a quarterback that you have actually no faith in to start over a rookie just to start him.
Right.
Like, I think there are certain situations. Sam Darnold's weird to me because you've known from the beginning the coaches have real faith in him. Not the like, we want him to start over. No, we want to see what this guy's got. But I think it was also, if JJ doesn't get hurt and Darnold ever really looked like shit, I don't think they would have thought twice about pulling him if needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's also like they wanted to give him a real shot, and I respect that. You know what Jacoby Brissett is with good teams and with bad teams. That was the thing with Darnold is like, well, what happens if you give him a real coach and real players? Like that was the question. And it could have been the same old Darnold. And maybe it is. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson are really good at what they do, and that's really helpful.
Yeah.
Millard, in relation to the Jaguars game, do you want to bring it up or should I bring it up?
In relation to the Jaguars game?
I'll just bring it up. Your boy, Mr. Washington.
Oh, yeah, he had a return, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
97-yard kickoff, punt return.
Punt
Longest
He's built
touchdown
like
in international NFL game history. First ever special teams touchdown in international NFL game history.
Hang the fucking banner.
Is that real?
So, yeah.
Why do I think Cordy P had one?
Because
First time there's been
because
one.
you hear special teams and just assume, yes, Cordero Patterson did that.
I mean, I feel like that's fair.
I could say this player just broke the record for the longest field goal in NFL history, and Geek would be like, I don't know. I think Cordy P did that.
No, see, for that one, I'd be like, no, I think Justin Tucker has that.
But no,
If
yeah.
they had let Brandon Aubrey attempt that 71-yarder against the Browns,
Dude, I wish Will Reichard could have got the 68-yard attempt last week. They were going to do it if that penalty didn't happen. They were just going to trot Reichard out there to try to win it.
Yeah.
A 68-yarder to win it. Having the Lions get hit with the 2 longest field goals of all time would have been hilarious.
Speaking of which, Vikings game is next.
Oh, good.
The one from last week.
Which one?
The one,
Lions.
the one they lost. Oh, wait, that doesn't really narrow it.
Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down.
Hey, the one that was a good game, because tonight's was not. I can talk real good about the Vikings against the Lions.
Oh, hold on. I'm curious. When you say tonight was not, do you mean the Vikings didn't play good, or is there...
The Vikings defense didn't show up at all tonight, dude.
Okay, good.
And
good.
yes, I am still pissed at the ref at the end.
Absolutely.
I don't think that truly cost us the game, but I'm sorry. In that moment, you're 4 feet away. You obviously saw it. Throw your fucking flag, you piece of shit.
Oh,
it's the most obvious face mask of all time.
Oh, no.
Miller, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
What?
Does he?
No, I don't.
He doesn't know about the rule.
Miller, tell him.
What rule?
So, I don't know if you heard about this, but there's a rule
got curious
in the rule book.
The rule book.
Yeah, we dug into the rule book. If a player does a face mask and either inserts their finger or comes within half an inch of inserting their finger into the opposing player's mouth, it's not a face mask because of the rule.
There's no way.
Yeah.
That's not real.
We looked at
that's so not real.
And
that's
very
so
clearly
not real.
at the slow-mo replay, Byron Young gets his finger at least 2 inches.
Sam Darnold gives him a little he gives him a little
Yeah, that's not real, and you two are idiots.
The ref, being observant, what I say he would say? I said he would say, "You two idiots." I told you he would say that.
Listen, I will say
yes, because I'm right. You're still being.
I will say
extremely stupid.
Listen.
It's not real, and that's not the rule.
Dropping the bit, Geek actually had the sensible opinion on the matter, and that it sucks, but it didn't lose the Vikings the game.
We were
and
fully
that makes
prepared for him to come on here and
pissed because I wanted to see what we could do. But
sure.
Here's the thing: even if we go down and score and get the 2 point, that doesn't win us the game.
Right.
I'm just mad that we don't get to see that drive because the ref decided that in this moment flags aren't real. Two refs obviously saw it and didn't throw the thing that drives me nuts. With 2 minutes left in the game, why can we not just let New York make calls if needed?
I agree.
When it's that obvious, or when it's an obvious PI that gets missed, or let New York, because you see it early in games. It's happened multiple times where we got help from New York. It was actually a flag, or it wasn't a flag. We're moving on. Where is that with 2 minutes left? It should be extra important, especially in a game like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we would have won. That pissed me off so bad. Having a game end like that sucks.
Yeah.
But that's not why we lost. our defense deciding that we don't exist is why we lost.
I was gonna say.
And that, and fucking Jalen Naylor dropping the easiest pass anyone's ever had is why we lost.
Dude.
The people on Twitter, well, Sam Darnold needs to just run there. That's a touchdown if he catches the ball. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
I was in public. I couldn't scream like that. So
I have never laughed harder at a play in my entire life. Not because I was like, haha, funny Vikings. Just because I knew you were playing darts. So I'm like, oh, Geek can't yell. Geek can't yell. This is fucking great. The worst thing that's ever happened to Geek can't yell about it.
Yeah, Geek was just like sitting in the corner of the bar shaking.
Dude,
just like
I was so dude, when the way that darts works, it's like, at least for our league, you got 4 people on each team. At the beginning, your team captains both throw a dart at the board. Whoever gets closer to the bullseye, their team gets to go in a set order. So like you just pick 1 through 4 and you go in that order. The other team has to rotate around, so you play everybody. We never win that, but I always go, in that case, 3rd, so I'm always the last guy to throw darts. Because for whatever reason, I'm really good at throwing darts when we need to win. So it's like you have me go last, so it's like if we need to win to either tie the game and move on to like overtime, basically, or the game winner, we've got it. But if there's no pressure in that last game because our team's already won, I suck so bad.
Yeah.
But I was so angry from those 2 plays for my last game. It was incredible. I played so well for no reason, even though I shouldn't have. I was just so mad. I play darts well when I'm angry.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was upset. I couldn't scream though. So I'm just sitting there seething. It was great.
I'm just watching. I didn't know that after he made the field goal to win the game in the Detroit game, that Lions kicker started doing the AJ and Big Justice dance. And I'm watching
I still don't know what that dance is. I don't know what that's a reference to.
You don't know about the Costco guys?
Do you know who the Costco guys are?
No.
Oh, so anyway, it's just father and son who started doing
bad Gen
videos
Z.
at Costco about like the double chunk chocolate cookie and the chicken bake that they have there. Okay. And so they've created this whole brand around being the Costco guys. And their whole thing is they say they bring the boom but they like shout it really obnoxiously.
Yeah, they have the boom meter, like they'll go to places and they'll review stuff and they'll give it a boom or a doom. A boom is good, a doom is bad. It's always a boom. Always.
And they rate on the boom meter and how many booms it is. So if it's 5 booms, they just sit there going boom over and over again.
Yeah, and they don't do it boom, boom, boom. It's like boom, boom.
Yeah, and
so
then
I'm not gonna do it.
So essentially, they fully produced, like seriously produced a song, and then created a TikTok dance for it.
Yeah.
And now every NFL athlete is doing the dance. After
Gotcha. Okay.
Including
so that's
college
what that was.
players,
And Jake Bates
in
a game-winning field goal to make the Vikings not undefeated, and then proceeded to channel his inner AJ and Big Justice and bring the boom.
Yeah.
Most ridiculous celebration ever.
I also want to say, after I told you guys that I was picking the Vikings tonight, I then opened Twitter. No, I wanted to though, because I opened Twitter, saw Dalton Reisner, Blake Cashman, and TJ Hawkinson weren't going to play, and that Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua were back, and I was like, so wait, we just had to play the Lions, and then on 4 days rest, travel across the country to play Stafford with the Avengers. Yeah, we're cooked.
Yeah, fun fact,
I'd like
fellas.
to point out, I picked the Rams, or I picked the Vikings for the sole reason that when I pick the Vikings, they lose.
Yeah.
So I did a solid
That's not true.
Throughout for you fellas, just for your picks moving forward. Teams that face the Detroit Lions are now 0-5 the week after.
Yep.
Nobody has won after playing the Lions. So if your team is playing a team that just played the Lions the week before, your team's gonna win. Congratulations.
True.
Congratulations.
Vikings Lions. This was the weirdest game of all time. And I love it. In terms of like both Ben Johnson and Brian Flores going on runs that were winning the team the game. Like Brian Flores started out hot and the Lions couldn't do shit. Then the Lions score 4 straight touchdowns. and then suddenly Flores and the defense take back over. The chess match between them was awesome. To me, and I want you to take your biased Vikings hate caps off for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Am I completely wrong in saying that at least after that game, we can get into what tonight meant after that if we want to? But those look like the two best teams in football playing in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think are the better teams in football?
Then the Vikings?
The Vikings and the Lions, yes.
Well, the Chiefs haven't lost yet, so
that
I think Detroit is one. I don't think there's many teams better than Detroit. I think the Ravens are better than the Vikings.
Okay.
I'd say the opposite. I'd say if anything, the Ravens are better than Detroit and the Vikings are better than the Ravens. But I think I'd take the Ravens over both.
I think that's a matchup thing, though.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Regardless,
but I think that matters.
The two best teams in the NFL are probably the Ravens and one of the Vikings and Lions, or I guess the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are tough because they suck.
They're 6.
They suck.
They're 6-0 and they suck.
Listen,
that's why you have to leave them up there is because they suck and they keep winning.
The weird thing is though, they suck, but they're like up there in every offensive efficiency metric.
Which is wild when they're also up there in turnovers.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
How do you efficiently turn it over?
I don't know. They're backwards, but it's working. That's why Mahomes
and now
is still top 5 in MVP. Because Mahomes has found a way to efficiently turn the ball over. He's revolutionized the sport.
I don't know who's actually like number 1 in Vegas odds, but Lamar should be the MVP again, right?
I think Josh.
Number 1 in Vegas odds is Allen.
Yeah, and I would side with Allen. Because the
Bills less touchdowns, less yards, less stats, less wins.
They're both the same wins. They're both 5.
No, sorry.
Are they?
It's Lamar.
Yes. They're both 5 and 2.
Oh, it is Lamar? Okay.
You got to remember, MVP is a narrative-based award. And Josh Allen has led the Bills to 5 and 2 without any weapons and is just now finally getting one. Josh Allen, who is known for being a gunslinger quarterback that turns the ball over, has not thrown a single interception on the year. And he still has double-digit touchdowns
Allen. He
in his
disagrees.
top 10 in passing yards.
He said he's thrown like 20. They just keep getting dropped.
Well, either way, it ain't showing up on the stat sheet.
I respect that so much from Josh. Just like, you haven't thrown any interceptions. He's like, I've thrown a ton.
Actually, unfortunately, since last time I checked, things have changed, and Mahomes is above Allen.
It's that's just silly.
Mahomes, Allen as the top 3, and then Goff and Love are the
Can I be a narrative guy for just a second? You know who should be MVP? It won't happen, but you know who? No, by the word that's in the middle of MVP, that value word, it's Pat Surtain. The Broncos defense with him is the best in the league, and the minute he goes out, they are the worst in the league.
You know who I was gonna say as far as value goes?
Who's that?
Matthew Stafford, probably.
That's fair. Honestly,
Matthew Stafford's numbers were better, his odds would be so high.
Well, he got help tonight since he more than doubled his touchdown total on the season.
Yeah.
God. Flores did not cook. I do want to say, though, Detroit and then the flight to LA in 4 days. That's some fucked up scheduling. You just played the toughest game of the year. Here's a road trip to LA who just got their best players back. Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, what? Rude.
Yeah, so overall, I mean, Lions and the Vikings, good game.
Okay, coming out of that game, I'm more okay with that loss because the Vikings showed multiple things for me in that game that prove that they are actually a real team. Going up early and then falling behind by 11 and coming back and taking a lead and still having that shot at the end. Yeah, the penalty killed it. And then the failed Hail Mary where you get sacked, whatever. But the fact that you were always in it and Sam could play from behind and look good and all of those things makes me more of a believer that they can be a real contender than I was before. Yes, a win would have been great. You're not going undefeated. Nobody is. The Chiefs, might, but they also
this guy's
won't.
doing the
Can't
moral
say, yeah.
victory thing. How dare you?
No, we still lost, and I was still upset. But also, I'm allowed to watch that game and like look at it and be like, that's actually there are good losses and there are bad losses. If we lose to the Lions by 57, we deserve to get killed. What?
Moral victory. Moral victory.
Sure. Welcome to football. Hey, Miller, over the last 5 years, how many moral victories have the Bears had?
Jake calls out moral victories. He says all the time, like, I don't want to be the moral victory guy, and then proceeds to say positive things about the Packers.
I thought you were judging me because I was like, I've never said moral victories are bad.
I think
moral victories matter.
Maybe
if you look at my Twitter and you searched up
moral victory,
it would be 0 results.
I'll guarantee you, if I look at the Run the North group chat, there are quite a few.
Oh God. But yeah, sorry for taking over with the Vikings. I just needed a moment.
It's okay. We're gonna play a game. It's called Raise Your Hand If. We played this game before, and it's only ever designed to make people feel bad. Raise your hand if your team has 5 wins.
How many wins do we got?
Okay, now. We always end Raise Your Hand If by including everyone. Raise your hand if your team only has 2 losses.
Oh, hey.
I was going to say, you cheated. The Bears had a bye.
Raise your hand if
so did the Vikings.
Raise your hand if your football team is part of the best division in football.
Oh, hey.
We can all do that, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, the Vikings have also played a game like earlier in the week. That's why they have 5 and the Bears have 4. The Vikings have played more football than the Bears.
That's fair.
That's the Commanders.
Yeah. Is Jaden going to play?
I don't know, but I'll be there. I'll let you know first.
That's
we're gonna get a live report from Miller saying he's gonna just like tweet like half an hour before the game. Jaden
Daniels is not in the building.
Jaden is not in uniform. Jaden is not in uniform. I repeat, Jaden is not in uniform.
I wouldn't want to be you after this game. Because if Jaden plays and like torches the Bears, Twitter's gonna be such a mess, dude.
I don't know what the funniest outcome for Twitter is. Both quarterbacks in the Commanders and Bears game plays terrible, and it's like a 10-7 game, and then Drake May throws like 5 touchdowns. That's like the funniest possible NFL Twitter outcome ever.
I think the funniest possible outcome would be for the quarterbacks to go like reverse of each other and what they're supposed to be. So Jaden Daniels finishes the game with like 4 rushing yards, but goes like 25 of 28 for like 480 and 4 tuds. But Caleb does almost nothing passing the ball, but has like 150 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns.
No, that's not funny. That's how you give me post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't want Fields.
Yeah,
but Caleb can throw.
That's
it would be funny.
It would be hilarious because if that happened, NFL Twitter would just be like, "Oh, it's Fields. He's back."
They would. Dude, the Bears are screwed unless Daniel sucks.
Fields 2.0. Yeah.
The Bears Twitter is so screwed unless Jaden Daniels just plays like shit.
If he plays, he probably won't be great. He's got a rib injury.
No, I think if he plays, he's gonna.
Not going to be.
He's got a rib injury. He's going against the best secondary in football.
Rib injury as a quarterback affects both your running and your passing, and he's playing a top 3 defense in the NFL. So he'd probably just get hit once and die, and then Marcus Mariota would be back.
Yeah, but scary Terry. So
is going to
if I'm the Commanders,
put in Alcatraz by Jalen Johnson.
Listen, if I'm the Commanders, I'm avoiding the narratives and just sitting Jaden Daniels to be petty.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm just going to be like, you know what? We don't get to see who's better. Put Marcus Mariota.
Find out next year, motherfucker.
Put Marcus Mariota in.
So I was looking at the playoff bracket.
Find out in January. I mean,
so all of the NFC North teams would, at least before today, and I would assume they're still in because 5-2 still. But all of the NFC North teams were in. But the way it lined up was Packers Seahawks, which there's history there in the playoffs. Bears Commanders. And Vikings Falcons. That would be the greatest wild card weekend of all time.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
Meanwhile, the AFC is the stinkiest thing I've ever seen.
It's so bad.
7, Houston. 7, Denver at Houston. 6-3. Baltimore Indianapolis at Baltimore. 5-4. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Chiefs get the bye.
Chiefs get the bye.
The absolute worst.
I'm putting an asterisk next to the Chiefs Super Bowl this year already. I don't care.
What if
there's no competition in the AFC?
What if they beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl?
Asterisk. There was no competition in the AFC. Well, the Vikings would have had to play 2 real football teams to get there. The Chiefs would have played what? The Steelers, and then what we just said. The Bills weren't that good, so then they get the Bills. They get the Ravens, whose defense really sucks.
Sentiment.
Oh yeah,
I think the Bills are a good football team.
We know you do.
I don't see why that's like a you would say that type of take.
Well, because the Bills look like shit anytime they play a real opponent.
I will decline to say anything because the Packers wins look eerily similar to the Bills wins.
Right, so I'm allowed to talk. We have wins against good teams.
The thing is, you play.
Hey, wait! Raise your hand if your teams beat the Texans this year.
Ooh, me.
Raise your hand if your team beat the Rams this year.
Damn, got me.
Yes, sir.
Hey, raise your hand if Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua played in that game. Oh, hey, only me. Look at how that goes.
A win is a win is a win.
No, you're 100% right. But
you play who's in front of you.
Jake, you don't get to start using that logic.
Here, Geek, this will make you feel better. Raise your hand if your team still employs a fullback and didn't just send one into the shadow realm for no reason.
Ooh, hi.
No,
also,
nope.
Your team
just
matters.
cut Andrew Beck. You just cut Andrew Beck.
But they got Henry Pearson back.
Don't care. You cut Andrew Beck.
What happens if you
don't like Andrew Beck? You think he's bad?
I don't care. Fullback. He's a fullback not named Giovanni Ricci.
For more full narratives, what about raise your hand if fans of your team actually wait? Do the Bears fans like Kari or no? Bears Twitter seems confused. Vikings Twitter loves the Ham God.
Here's the thing. Bears fans like Kari when he's on the field, but they put a fat guy at fullback one time and they're like, hey, remember?
You know what?
Remember the refrigerator? Remember that?
Here's the thing.
That's literally what they're doing right now, and I hate it.
This is the only raise your hand if question that matters when it comes to our teams. Ultimately, raise your hand if your team employs Deshaun Watson.
Hey,
and there you have it.
There you go.
Anyways, moving on. Titans and Bills is the next game, according to Google.
Oh, gross.
The Bills' defensive line is really freaking good.
Is it? Or is... Because it looked like shit against real offensive lines. The Titans don't have an offensive lineman who can block me!
Peter Skoronski
would end you.
Yeah.
My arms are longer than his. I doubt it.
J.C. Latham would also bury you.
J.C. Latham has been kind of ass all year.
But he's a rosterable NFL lineman, and you're a former high school kicker. I think that's
true. You know what? That's fair. You know what? Got me there. That goes hard. You're a former high school kicker. It's rough. You didn't have to call me out like that.
Well...
I did not see that one coming.
Damn!
That was like the most out of left field roast I've ever heard.
That was so good, though. You actually get a round of applause for that one.
There's your TikTok for the week, Jake.
That's the first time I feel like either of you have actually got me.
What was your career field goal percentage?
I didn't get to take that many, so it was actually just 100 in games, not in practice.
It's so funny. Such
a funny
flex.
It was
100. I never missed a kick in high school, but I kicked like 6 of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was 9, but yes.
Well, you kicked extra points, didn't you?
What?
You kicked a bunch of extra points then, didn't you? Or not really.
Weirdly, no, because the 2-point. So
your team
it wasn't because of me, actually.
Oh.
It was because other teams didn't have kickers, so they would go for 2. Therefore, you would have to go for 2. So I would take extra points if there were leads. But going for 2 was kind of the major thing. Really? I was there for field goals.
Did you ever make a tackle on a kick return? Please tell me.
No. Actually, yes. But I also made actual tackles because I've also had to play on the D-line before.
It's
I
really
just
funny.
didn't
Like the
much.
high school coach is like getting desperate. He looks at the kicker. He's like, "Hey, go play nose tackle. Get in there."
Hey, it worked though. I blew up one play one time, and I was like, "Coach, never make me do that again." I did not like that.
Geek and I have the same number of career blown up plays. Look at us.
Let's go. But
yeah,
I was also the only kicker, at least at the time in our area, who could just get touchbacks all the time. And nobody trusted their special teams to make tackles.
Fair.
So coach was just like booted out. I was like, all right, got you.
all of us played football.
I didn't play past middle school. I'm not gonna act like I did.
I only played as a freshman.
Geek, to make you feel better, I'm a former backup nose guard.
Wait,
like,
okay. Well, listen, I want to know. This could end up getting really offensive.
Nose tackle, actually,
but,
not.
But
nose
I want to
guard.
know if you two had to guess what sport I played in high school. What would you say? This is
You're white and Christian. I feel like you played lacrosse.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. Honestly, probably basketball.
I played soccer.
Oh,
that would have been my second guess. If
I also did. Yeah. That's why I was a kicker. It's because I was good at soccer.
I played soccer and baseball. Those are the
baseball two. So I played football, soccer, baseball, and basketball.
Miller played theater.
You'd go football into basketball, into soccer, into baseball.
I was gonna say I played theater and show choir.
Me and Miller were big theater guys. Dude, I never did show.
I did those 4 sports, and then I played stoner. So
I played a stoner in a play once.
Let's go!
It was so cool. I got to wear. Well, I didn't actually get to play him because the play got stopped because of COVID.
What's this podcast?
But I got to wear.
See if we can find the video and see how similar Miller's acting is to Geek actually being.
I don't know if there's a video out there because, like I said, we didn't actually get to do the play. It was. It got cut for COVID. But it was High School Musical, and I got to play one of the skater kids, and they told me to just act like a stoner. So I walked around wearing a flannel, a Sublime t-shirt, and a pair of Converse. It was great.
Nice. So one day y'all might get to see it because if I buy a racing sim, one of the streams I want to do is just playing like American Trucking Simulator, but high as a kite. I don't drink, so it's just like stoned truck simulator. Let's see how this goes.
You don't drink?
No, not at all.
You should.
Really?
Yeah, not even a little.
It's pretty great.
Oh no, I knew that. We've had this conversation before. I do remember now.
Wait, so
but it is weird. Up. Like I don't drink.
So you go to bars to play darts and you do it completely sober?
Yeah. Everybody else is drinking except me.
I was gonna say
maybe that's why you walk in at the end because you're the only one that is
because I'm not drunk.
Everyone else is like,
maybe. Right, I'm just warm now.
He's like calculating shit in his head.
He's literally doing mental math. Like, okay,
dude, the bartenders do judge me though because everybody else is ordering drinks, and I'm like, can I get a water? Thanks.
Virgin.
Yeah,
because like when you order a drink without alcohol, you order a virgin.
No, I know, but
water doesn't.
Dude, the amount of people that get fucking the amount of people who get Tito's and water is actually weirdly large.
Well,
people just mix their vodka with water,
so they just dilute their vodka because it's too strong.
Yeah, literally. It looks like Miller was pointing at the audience where he was just like, virgin. Yeah, there ain't nobody who listens to this podcast has had sex.
I was gonna say, if you listen to Around the North, you don't.
Let's be honest,
because we know it's like Grayson and Hammy and Jedi.
Yeah, and if you have,
I'm sorry, Jedi, you might. I don't actually know you that well.
If you've had sex previously, it stopped the second you started listening to the show. I guarantee it. Like,
I was gonna. I have a joke I can make, but I gotta wait until we're off air.
Oh, good.
Like, yeah, like if you ever meet up with someone and you mention listening to our podcast, they're just like, okay, you can go home now. Like
the Bills and the Titans played.
My takeaway is the Titans are bad at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yes, Josh Allen good at football. I do not think the Bills are good at football.
Josh
Kevin
Allen
Coleman
good. Keon Coleman good. Amari Cooper good.
Keon
Khalil
Coleman
Shakir good.
hopefully is good now.
I was gonna say
pre this game he couldn't catch.
Let me rephrase. Keon Coleman flashing.
Yes, and I hope, honestly, I hope the Amari Cooper thing actually does just like help Keon, not in like I don't even mean just in a mentor way, just like now there's somebody that's a weapon other than you.
Yeah, also Bill's D-line really... Greg Rousseau had the most impressive half-sack game I think I've ever watched. That dude had 11 pressures and was like consistently getting involved in the run game, but it was Mason Rudolph playing quarterback, just refused to get sacked. Oh, and then Dolphins Colts. Stinky.
Yeah, Dolphins 10, Colts 16.
The two takeaways. Anthony Richardson, I don't understand you. Every time he plays, I play this game of over under 10, which is the amount of completions he'll have, but it's also fun because he'll have 10 completions and it'll either be for 60 yards or 400. And it's the most confusing shit of all time. Also, honestly, the Dolphins GM and Mike McDaniel both need fired.
Mike McDaniel,
why is Tim Boyle
1,000% agree with
the GM too? Why is Tim Boyle even an option for your team at quarterback? I am sorry. That is so unserious. I get having a bad backup, but at least have a bad backup in the way of like Nick Mullins, Josh Dobbs, Joe Flacco, who they're bad, but at least the thing they do is just chuck it. They give their guys a chance and give you a thing. Tim Boyle is the most unserious option at quarterback. The fact that he got a snap for this team means their GM and their head coach should be fired. That's unserious. And you're a team with actual aspirations. You can't be doing this.
And not only that, but the thing that really gets me about McDaniel, the thing that really fucking grinds my gears about this guy, he comes from the Shanahan tree. He was a run game guru. That's why he got the job, because of how good he is at scheming up the run and how productive offenses were that he was involved in. The problem is, he doesn't know how to adjust anything. He made his offense, catered it perfectly to Tua's skill set. The second Tua went down, instead of saying, oh, fuck, Tua's hurt. All right, Snoop, let's make this like what the Packers did with Malik Willis and run the ball a little bit more and get you some designed runs and do some stuff like that and rely on the quick game. Instead, it's, okay, Snoop, Tua's down. I need you to consistently make like really complicated reads and be able to read the entirety of the field throughout every single snap, because that's not what you've ever done at any point in your career. But guess what, buddy? It's what we're doing now. And the fact that he has been there for a full season and they weren't able to implement, or not a full season, but has been there throughout an entire off season, and they weren't able to implement anything that goes for his skill set to take any pressure or stress off of him, to the point where they have to put Tim Boyle on the field, to your point.
Wait, you talking about Huntley?
Yeah, Snoop Huntley.
Huntley was on the team last year.
Oh, he's
right. Had the
so he has had a full
He's had multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, so they cut him after training camp and brought him back because the more unserious thing that the Dolphins did was rock with Skylar Thompson.
Right.
He's injured. That's it.
Oh.
He's injured. That's why they brought Tyler Huntley in. That's it. Like, the Dolphins are the most unserious organization. And to your point, you want to run it with Tua. Fine. Find a backup that can do that then. Why are your only backup choices guys who cannot function that way? Like, there are options. No, none of the backups are going to be Tua. That's for sure. But you can find somebody who can operate in that capacity. Make reads, make throws, run an offense in that way. But you picked Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley is not a bad backup, but he cannot operate in a Tua offense. He cannot operate that offense that way. He can't. And that's okay. A lot of people can't.
No.
So, quarterbacks have strengths. Tua's is the being able to read the defense thing.
Geek, I'm sure you're looking at the box score, so I'm not asking you this question.
Only the Dolphins side, but yeah.
The question is, it is about the Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
Jonnu Smith led the Dolphins in receiving this week.
Mm-hmm.
Who was number 2?
Yards or catches?
Yards.
Okay.
River Craycraft.
El Bozo.
Was it Ingold? Was it Ingold's 30-yard catch was second?
Yeah, one catch.
One catch for 25 yards
25
was
yards,
second on the
whatever it
Dolphins
was.
this
Yeah,
week.
listen,
Yep.
speaking of which, this is going to be the most insane thing you will ever hear out of my mouth, so please treasure this moment.
Okay.
Mike McDaniel needs to run the ball with Alec Ingold less.
Whoa.
It is becoming a problem.
That's our
because
TikTok for this week.
Listen, Alec Ingold, I've said before, is not a player that has a lot of interest in being a utility fullback. He does not care to have the ball in his hands a whole lot. Now, I'm not saying you don't give him the ball. You can. But he's not Juszczyk. He's not like a CJ Ham. He wants to hit people. He wants to block. That's what he's there to do. And because of that, the only thing you do with Ingold when you try to run the ball with him is the same fullback dive. You have one fullback dive in your playbook, and believe it or not, teams key in on that. They know you're going to run it on 3rd and 1, Mike McDaniel. They know it's coming. And then when you try to get cute and run it on 1st and 10, they know it's coming. And you're putting your fullback at a disadvantageous situation. If you're going to use Alec Ingold like this, please, for the love of all that is holy, switch it up. Run more than one type of fullback dive. Don't just run the stock bullshit that Madden gives you, because that is quite literally what it looks like every time they run the ball with Alec Ingold, and it is so frustrating. And they will do it 5 times a game. There's a reason teams do not run fullback dive 5 times a game. There's a reason if the Niners are going to give Juszczyk more than one carry, they just put him at tailback.
Yeah.
That's how this sport
Vikings
works,
do that
buddy.
with CJ Ham.
Right. That's how this sport works, buddy. Learn that. You are mismanaging.
If you look at the splits, did you know CJ Ham gets almost as many snaps at tailback as Aaron Jones does?
That's awesome.
Because of blocking snaps. Like CJ will just be back there to block. So
awesome.
He'll be our only tailback. I love it. Also, just as a quick thought for Mike McDaniel, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle exist on your team. Maybe find a way to get them more than 3 touches. You fucking buffoon.
Yeah, it's almost like that thing you were brought in to do was because you were like good with this West Coast, east to west passing game where you throw the ball short and get the ball into the hands of your playmakers quickly. Maybe you should do that. Maybe that would be beneficial for your team. Just maybe.
No.
I don't know. Maybe Tyreek's just washed.
Like, listen, I love Alec Ingold. The wheel route to the fullback is getting cute. And it is like a luxury that you simply do not deserve right now.
Yeah, it's so funny.
The Niners can do it because, sorry, Jake, but the Niners can do it because they know how to get the ball into the hands of George Kittle and Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and whoever. That's why they can run wheel routes to Kyle Juszczyk, because people don't pay attention to him because they're paying attention to the other weapons that actually get touches. Now you're giving the ball to Ingold more than you're giving it to Tyreek Hill, and teams are keying in on it.
Oh,
and I love
shit.
Ingold.
That's true. Ingold alone got as many touches as Tyreek and Jalen combined.
Yeah. I love Alec Ingold.
That's ridiculous.
He does not have the facilities for that. He is not a utility fullback. He is a blocker. He is a blocker that can move, but he's not Kyle Juszczyk.
That's insane. This is an unserious franchise.
Yes.
Yeah. To cap off the Dolphins' misery, you should have seen Tyreek in his. I'm sure you saw the quote when they were like, "So are you happy that Tua's back?" And he was just like, "Strike up the fucking band, baby, we're back." And they were like, he was
so
like smiling. He was just like smiling the whole way,
which is
he's clearly just overjoyed. Yeah.
Which is an incredible stark contrast to when that guy on Twitter was like, Tua's first play back should be a read option. And then Tyreek responded by saying, okay, so who's at quarterback for the second play? Like, that's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. Anyway, Seahawks, Falcons, Seahawks 34, Falcons 14. I didn't see much of this game. But, I mean, Geno Smith is a really good quarterback. That's something that I do know. And so let me ask this question to the two of you. Geek might be looking at the box score. Who had the
Not
best
really.
completion percentage this week for the
It was
Seahawks?
Jackson Smith and Jigba. He had one pass.
Yeah, for 35.
W.
Who do you throw it to?
I
I have no
think
idea.
DK.
So I wanna say this for fun. I wanna steal a line from Skip Bayless really quick.
Oh no.
No, this isn't going to be good.
Oh, it's great. Kurt
That man-
Cousins is back, and it's hilarious. He had that
Kurt?
500 yard game, and then he's been asked 2 weeks in a row, and I love it.
Yeah.
How do you go up against what has, we've all said, been maybe the worst defense in football this year and look worse, Kirk? How do you do that? How do you throw 2 picks against this team? Like, Seattle's offense being good makes sense. Geno, good. DK, good. Ken Walker, good. They have good players. But letting Seattle's defense cook you, the Falcons, also not a serious team. Sorry. How?
Yeah, I mean they
Ooh,
have the
one thing
weapons,
though.
man. But-
My GOAT had an incredible game, and I'm very happy.
Bajan?
No, Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah, you got a pick.
Yeah. He got the pick, and he led the team in tackles.
I was gonna say Bajan
He
also had 100
Oh,
yards on 5 yards per carry. My big takeaway from the Seahawks right now is a certain someone owes a certain offensive coordinator an apology. Jackson
Me?
Smith and Jigba ran his mouth about Shane Waldron early in the season. But let me rephrase that. He
Did
didn't
he?
run his
Did
mouth.
he?
He didn't run his mouth,
He-
but he made a
He
snide
just
comment.
didn't say anything.
No, he
He
said
sat there in silence for like 30 seconds.
right, but the silence spoke volumes. Let's be real. We know what it means. But either way, that happened, and then a couple weeks into the season, I think it was Jordan Schultz posted like a receiving chart, and it was DJ Moore compared to JSN from last year, and it was they looked almost identical, and everyone started to be like, maybe we should have listened to JSN. And since that happened, the Bears' offense has been on the rise, and JSN has not been playing that great, despite playing like a large chunk of snaps. In fact, I think he has played more snaps than any receiver not named DK Metcalf on the Seahawks. And also
The
has a high
Seahawks are
target
also
number.
weird, though. Because, like, he played a ton of snaps, but, like, why are all, like, he gets 3 catches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what he gets for targets. I don't have that.
I'm pretty sure he's up there
Available
in
at the
targets
moment.
as well.
But I mean, I'm just talking about this game. He gets 3
Sure.
catches for 9 yards. Every other player is getting more than 9 yards at the catch point. Why is JSN just stand at the line of scrimmage and catch the ball and see what you can do? Do something with the guy. What did JSN do to both Shane Waldron and the new guy?
JSN is top 10 in targets in the league.
That's insane.
If you guys can guess the top 5, I will be befuddled.
Top 5 in targets?
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale Robinson is number 2.
Is Malik Neighbors still up there?
Malik Neighbors has dropped to 6. He is
Ah,
he got
one
hurt.
behind. He
Yeah.
is 1 target behind the guy in 5th place.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
maybe Nico Collins still.
No, Nico Collins has dropped quite a bit.
So Wandale, I'm gonna say.
Is Scary Terry up there?
Scary Terry is not
be.
top 5.
Damn.
I
I don't actually know how many catches he's getting. I just know he's getting
Is
some
any
big
of them
ones.
weird? Like, are they all receivers?
I
Ooh.
would say the other 4 are respectable players, but I'm still shocked that these are the other 4
Are they
in the top
like wide
5.
Are they all
receivers though,
Yeah,
or are they
yeah, they're
tight
all
ends?
receivers. The highest tight end is number 6, and it's Brock Bowers with 60. He is tied with Malik Neighbors.
The Rooks.
On
a show.
No.
A lot of guys have missed time.
Leader.
I'll give
He
you a
said
hint.
respectable, so there's one. The guy I was about to say isn't going to be it.
Who is it? Who are you going to say?
Jefferson's got to be up there, right?
Jefferson's
Apparently
not top
not.
5.
The way he said
Uh,
respectable meant it wasn't going to be JJ, and it's
Is
not going to be
Jaden
any
Reed up
top
there?
guys.
Well, I would say 2 of these guys you could argue are top like 10, top 15.
Is Jaden Reed up there?
No.
Mike Evans.
No.
Wow.
Godwin?
Yes. Godwin is
Okay,
tied for
okay.
3 with 62.
Godwin, Wandale.
Wandale's at 2. Godwin's tied
Garrett
at 3.
Wilson. Garrett Wilson's gotta
Garrett
be up there.
Wilson
Got
is
22
number
yeah.
in
1
game.
in the NFL with
Got
75
22
targets.
in one game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 3.
Oof.
Olave? No, he's
No,
gotta be
you
there.
guys are gonna
Wait.
No,
kick
he hasn't.
yourself when you find the other 2 because they are. I'm not gonna give you any hints because that would you'd get
damn.
it right away if I gave you a hint or gave
Is
you
it
the hint
Speedy?
I was gonna give you. Speedy Naylor is not up there.
Okay.
That would have been so funny.
Give me one of their. If you know it, give me one of their colleges.
Ole Miss.
If you know it. Oh, so DK.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And then
And the other one I don't know. DK's number 5 was 61.
the other one you don't know the college of, so he's clearly not prominent enough for you to know.
Well, no, he's prominent. I'm just bad at colleges.
That's also fair.
If you tell me the college, I
is it gonna be like
guarantee you I
Mac
can get it.
Hollins?
It's not Mac Hollins.
Ugh.
What's the college?
Is it Darnell Mooney?
It's not Mooney. USC.
Addison?
USC guys. No, he's missed time.
Who did
Right?
he say?
Oh, USC is
Jordan Addison.
It's not Jordan Addison.
USC is
Or
Well,
wait,
so Amon-Ra?
it's not Amon-Ra. Did I have the right USC? Yeah, it is. It is the right USC.
Okay.
Southern California.
Drake London?
Yes, it is Drake London.
Okay.
Oh.
And Drake London is tied with Chris Godwin with 62 targets. For reference, the top 10, Garrett Wilson was 75, Wandale was 67, London and Godwin was 62, Metcalf was 61, Bowers and Neighbors was 60, Amari Cooper and Deontay Johnson with 58, CeeDee Lamb, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Stephon Diggs with 55.
It's wild that Diggs is up there.
Yeah, now that Nico's hurt, I was getting
Nico Collins dropped to 25. Mike Evans is tied at 25.
Who are the receiving yards leaders?
Collins is still top 5, I think.
Is goofy. Goodness, I can't talk.
Jamar Chase, Chris Godwin, DK, Nico, Justin Jefferson. Brian Thomas is 6th.
Yeah, because that's
15th in targets, 5th in yards.
You guys know who leads the NFL in sacks right now?
It's Sexy.
Is
Dexy.
it still Aiden?
It's Sexy Dexy.
Oh, really?
He's up to 9.
Did you see the ridiculous trade that Giants fans were saying?
No.
Who's in second in sacks? No way.
I actually do know, so I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Oh, it's Jets. Will McDonald.
Yep.
How did both of you know that so easily?
Because I remember
it's
watching
ridiculous.
the Jets game the other night, and they kept calling him the Sack Man, and I was like, since when the fuck is Will McDonald the Sack Man?
Like, and then you look, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
he is.
Speaking of Nico and Stephon Diggs, I guess just Stephon Diggs in this game. Packers 24,
yeah, you say your
Texans
piece.
22.
Say your words.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that I am not proud of the man who split the uprights to win the game.
Okay.
I'm not happy that it had to be him. But it had to be somebody who wasn't Braden Arvinson. So I'll take it.
What about Greg Joseph, though? Bring him back.
What if it was the Geek Slays?
Compared to somebody else. Was it Geek Slays?
Would you buy a jersey?
He'd probably come out wearing a Packers jersey, and then right before he kicks it, he would rip it off, and there'd be a Vikings jersey underneath.
And then I'd miss wide left.
No,
and then
you'd catch the snap and drop.
No, yeah, see, I'm not gonna lie. If I was actually given the chance, I don't care if it's the Packers, the Bears, or the Lions. I was given the chance. I'm kicking that shit as good as I can.
What if it was for the Cleveland Browns in the Super Bowl with Deshaun Watson at quarterback to win the game?
You gotta miss that. There ain't no way you're giving him a ring. Yeah, I know.
No, dude, I would audible at the line. Like, Paul Malu's not in the C gap. Give me the ball.
But yeah, so Packers are really good, man. Defense is really, really good. I don't know. Bobby Slowick might need to go to prison after this one. Real bad play calling and clock management at the end of the game by him and D'Amico.
Average PFF employee.
I was gonna say D'Amico's been really not good.
Really bad clock management by both of those two. And Slowick's play calling was just putrid down the stretch. So maybe just 1 week in jail for Bobby Sloat to think about what he did, and then he can come back.
A little time out.
But Joe
Below the
Mixon,
jail.
yeah, the Packers still can't stop the run. I don't think they'll ever stop the run as long as I live. That just is
You
their
have
thing.
good interior defensive linemen too. I don't really.
Yeah.
I thought all of the Packers fans were in love with Devontae Wyatt now.
I think Devontae Wyatt's good, but he's more of a pass rush guy. He doesn't really stop the run as well as he should. But hopefully he'll get better at that. But I do like Devontae Wyatt. Jordan Love is really good, dude. He's
sometimes. Oh my God. He's okay. Everybody brings up like he's Rodgers, he's Favre. No, he is both.
He's both. Yeah, I mean, he sits on the sideline and he before every drive he looks at LaFleur and says, "Hey, which one?" And LaFleur's like, "You just be yourself." And he's like, "No. I got to be one of those two." And he's like, "You know what? If you won't decide, I'll decide. That's it. I'm gonna be Favre." And LaFleur's like, "Please, God, no. We're down by 5.
Go back to being Rodgers."
What happens when he throws in a wild card and decides to be Kurt Benkert?
He's just gonna take a knee.
Kurt Benkert
knees the game out.
All right, and it's 4th and goal. Packers down by 5, and Jordan Love just taking a knee.
No,
taking a knee, and the Packers have lost the game.
It'll be worse than that. He'll go full Benkert, but also Kirk Cousins. And when you need to spike the ball, he'll take a knee and lose you the game.
But yeah,
he'll take a knee and then he'll go on Twitter and he'll blame Matt LaFleur for taking a knee.
Yeah. Coach told me to spike it, so I took a knee.
Jordan Love, I think Jordan Love is really good. He's got his moments of being a bozo, but that sort of craft, I don't care what you can say about that sort of craft in the end zone. It was a perfect
The
throw.
only thing I don't like about that throw is why did the Packers Twitter account post hot cold piss?
I don't know. I have legitimately
what?
So they
labeled you the video. Hold on, I'll send you the video.
It was the video of the touchdown, and they labeled Tucker Kraft as piss. They labeled the football as hot, and the defender who tried to catch it as cold. And I don't know what it means. I don't think anybody has any clue what they are talking about. They're adamant about something different because they keep saying that the Packers have BDE, but then they always put in parentheses defense. They're just, I don't know who they're. I think they're like.
I love that though.
I think they're locking their social media intern in a closet with like a key of cocaine and just letting him go at it. I think that's what they're doing. Man. Like, hey, here's your phone and cocaine. See what happens. Like, I don't know what they mean. I don't get it. It makes no sense. I don't know if it's like a Wisconsin thing I'm not picking up on. I got nothing. I got legitimately nothing.
Here, did you see it already? Because I just sent it to you.
No,
I just sent it to you.
You should watch it while I'm wrapping up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Packers intern got him. The Packers admin got him. I was worried I disconnected there for a second.
What is this video?
Jake, they heard you talking shit. The Packers social admin got you.
I accidentally closed out of the tab when I was trying to click onto my tab with all the games on it. Anyway, yeah, good game. They're a fun team. I like watching them play football a lot.
It was in the comments.
What?
So apparently it's a reference to Matt LaFleur on Packers players preparing for their first noon game of the year. They gotta wake up with their piss hot. Was his quote. And somebody asked, how does one get their piss hot? And LaFleur said, it's a mentality.
That's it. From this day forward, I will wake up every morning, I will look in the mirror, and I will say, my piss will be hot. And then I will piss.
So wait, are we?
If your piss burns, though, you should see a doctor.
I think LaFleur wants his players to have the clap.
What temperature?
That's what this is telling me.
What temperature does piss come out? What's normal piss temp?
Geek, look into that.
Wait, let me Google it.
Yeah.
What
I'm not putting that on my computer.
is the norm? I'm okay with it. What is the
How much-
normal temperature of piss?
Yes.
Urine is generally at 98.6, like the human body. So it
Nice.
should come out. So I guess hot piss would be like somewhere in the triple digits.
There you go.
If your piss ain't 200 degrees, you don't want it hard enough.
Yeah, clearly, if you want to be a real football guy, you got to be pissing out boiling.
True.
You got to be.
Anyways,
Your toilet's got it. Yeah. Anywho.
Speaking of real football guys, good thing happened. Everyone clap. Good thing happened.
What are we clapping about?
Good thing
And you're
happened.
weird if you think it's weird for us to be clapping right
Good
now.
thing
I don't-
happened.
Oh, that's the game we're talking about. Okay. I didn't want to start clapping until I knew what we were referencing.
Because listen, here's the thing, right? Let me just say one thing. This will be me saying my piece, right? If you're upset that people are happy that Dickweed got hurt, then you should be mad at the NFL for allowing him to play and allowing him to be in a position to get hurt. Because we wouldn't be able to applaud him getting hurt if the NFL did the right thing and banned him from the sport. But instead,
True.
This is justice.
Also, just because I kept seeing this on Twitter, those of us who wanted Watson hurt and off the field did never want Jameis Winston to take over. He shouldn't be in the league either.
True.
The Browns are pieces of shit.
True. DTR.
None of us wanted that.
DTR.
We all wanted DTR. Especially this podcast. We've all been pounding the table for DTR since he got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Jake,
I have
especially when it comes to him as a player.
I was gonna say I don't give a fuck what he does on the field.
Miller
He
more
isn't
just
a
because,
rapist.
right? Me and Jake actually liked DTR.
Yeah,
I have a statement about that.
Oh,
I think DTR
my internet die.
No,
I think DTR stinks. I think he.
I don't
really
care
bad.
that he stinks. He hasn't touched women
I
inappropriately
hate
without
to
their
say it.
consent.
No. Listen, I want DTR to start the rest of the season. I do. I don't think he's
Okay,
good.
word.
I want him to be good so bad.
Yeah,
I need him to go somewhere that can develop him. It's
yeah.
not the point. Bryce Ford Wheaton got a quad kick. Bryce Ford Wheaton got a block kick returned for a touchdown. My narratives are thriving as long as DTR throws like one touchdown pass this year. If DTR throws more touchdown passes this year than Deshaun Watson does, Cloud9. Anyway, here's just some stats for you. Okay.
Okay.
Cal McCord, quarterback for the Syracuse Orange, threw 5 interceptions in one game today.
Uh-huh.
And he's still and Deshaun Watson's like 10 starts as a Brown. He threw 5 interceptions. Anywho, I think he's dead, so we'll just keep talking about this game.
I was gonna say, and the thing on the other side here is, I mean, if you haven't already pushed the panic button on the Bengals, I think it's officially time. Because only putting up 21 points on this Browns team is pretty stinky.
Yeah, their offense looked so good against the Ravens. Then the Giants, they didn't even beat the Giants by that much, I don't think.
No, it was weirdly close.
They went back-to-back games against bottom 10 defenses in the NFL and had to eke them out. So I don't know what's wrong with them. Their defense is bad.
Their defense is horrific. It is really bad.
The offense should still be putting up more than 21 on. Well, the Browns defense is bad.
The Browns defense isn't bad, but when you're in a situation where the defense is getting taken off or getting put back on the field as often as the Browns defense has, an elite offense should be able to exploit that and just be able to win matchups, based off of fatigue, if nothing else.
Yeah, so I think part of it is that I don't really think the Bengals can't really run the ball that well.
No.
Pace Brown is okay, but he averaged 2.9 yards a carry.
It was a rough day for the boy.
I'm pretty sure Myles Garrett was out. I think he's still hurt. So I don't even think they had their best pass rushing defensive lineman. But they did not they don't really have, and they have nothing outside of T. Higgins and Jamar Chase in the passing game, which you can say T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is enough, but clearly it isn't. They have nobody at tight end. They don't have the Tyler Boyd. I think it's important to note how valuable Tyler Boyd was to the receiving corps, despite the fact that he's still So they don't have like a Tyler Boyd. They had no other receivers had a catch in this game besides Higgins and Chase. Everybody else that caught a ball was either a running back or one of their 4 tight ends who caught a pass.
No, Jake is now gone. It's Miller time. I don't know what to do here. I'm scared. I've been left alone. Jake joined back. Thank God that didn't last very long. Did you close out of your window again, trying to
don't
open
know
up the next game?
Yeah, literally. I'm gonna keep it away from the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So stinky game. Maybe it's time to hit the panic button on the Bengals. Maybe it's time to fire Zach Taylor. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles 28, Giants 3. Just a beatdown.
Saquon revenge game.
Saquon, 17 for 176 and a tud on the ground for him. Jalen Hurts only threw the ball 14 times this game, so like nothing to really evaluate him on. Getting AJ Brown back was big. He had a monster game against just a bad Giants secondary, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Deontay Banks did not have his best game defending AJ
But
Brown.
more importantly, do you know what this game blessed us with?
Nolan Smith sack.
Even better than that.
A Bryce Huff sack.
Even better than that.
Angry Devonta Smith.
Even better than
1 yard
both
short
of those things.
again.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Shipley carries.
Even better than that. The Philadelphia Eagles have a fullback in the year of our Lord 2024.
Oh, that linebacker, huh?
Special teamer / linebacker Ben Van Sumeren is officially taking fullback snaps. He only had 5 in this game, but listen, those 5, he looked damn good. Like, he actually, and when I say damn good, like, he was putting his all into those reps, and he had the tenacity and aggression you want to see from a guy playing out of position. So at that point, slap the number 44 on him and let him get to work. Geek?
Yeah.
I didn't watch this game.
Mm-hmm.
Did Daniel Jones get benched or hurt?
Yes.
Or both?
I'm actually not sure. I didn't watch
I
the
think
game outside of the Eagles offense.
I think he didn't. I don't think he got benched because of performance. I think he got benched because it was 28-3, and there was legitimately no reason to keep him in the game. And so they just said, "Hey, Drew, go out there and do nothing." I know
they said Daniel Jones was like still the starter.
Yeah, he didn't get benched. It was just more like he might.
Are we sure he shouldn't get benched?
Well, Drew Lock's a better quarterback than he is, so yes, he should get benched.
Whether that's true or not, Daniel Jones is ass.
Oh, it's true.
So
yeah. I would give Drew Lock 1 start, just see if they can do something.
Right? See if he can do something.
After that game,
all right.
It was against Philly last year. that giant game he had.
Yeah.
Step in for Geno, and he had made that 6th throw. Yeah, he's the Philly killer. They should have put him in this game. But
revenge game for Saquon.
Yeah.
The Giants can't run the ball. They can't pass the ball. They can't play defense. They can't do anything that a football team should be able to do.
True.
Dexter Lawrence is 9 sacks. Fantastic player. He's
the Minnesota.
Only dude.
No.
Yeah.
Ew. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy.
I saw Giants fans. They think that the trade that should happen if they're going to trade Lawrence to Minnesota is pretty great. They think it should be Lawrence and Daniel Jones.
Yep. Cool.
Or Justin Jefferson, J.J. McCarthy, Ivan Pace, and 2 firsts. They think that's like guy was actually serious. That's what he thinks Dexter Lawrence is worth, and that's insane.
Get that man in an NFL front office. He knows how to negotiate.
Please don't.
Get that man in Minnesota's front office.
No, we have a good GM. I'm okay. I'll keep Quessy. Thanks.
But do we have any other thoughts on that?
No.
That game, no.
We can move on to
Ben Van Sumeren's the only thing I care about from that game.
Another stinker: Raiders-Rams. Rams 20, Raiders 15. 3 Puka and Cooper Cup coming back.
Yeah.
Rams. Aiden O'Connell broke his hand. He's done.
Which sucks because Gardner Minshew's ass.
Gardner Minshew's terrible. 3 picks against a not great Rams defense. Maybe the Rams. I don't know. Rams defense have been playing good, but regardless, Yeah, stinky.
Rams defense is good at like Braden Fisk and Jared Verse have gotten really good at getting pressure lately.
Yeah.
So and Byron Young is pretty good, and
Kobe
oh my
Turner's
god,
awesome.
Thank you. Yep, that was the one. Ah!
Yeah, I mean the best thing about the Raiders is the decision they made in the first round to take a certain Georgia tight end because
he played fullback snaps this week.
He is the man.
He does it all.
So yeah, so Brock Bowers is really good, but they don't have anything in the receiving game now that Devontae's gone. Horrible team. The Raiders are so bad. They got nothing.
Okay, where are you guys at on the they should trade Max Crosby train?
If it's to Chicago, yes.
Okay, be actually serious and not the well. If they trade him to my,
I think the top contender to get him right now is very obviously the Lions because Hutch is gone.
But do you think he's actually?
Yes, I think he's unhappy and he's going to demand a trade very soon. And if he hasn't already,
what about today when he was asked about it? He said he wanted to be in silver and black.
The Raiders sometimes wear silver and black. The Lions wear silver and black.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, to some guys, he might just want to be a Raider.
Yeah.
This is the effect that Derek Carr has had on our league. He was like, I'm going to be a Raider for life, and now Max Crosby's like, yeah, me too.
No, you know what? I respect these dudes that are. I respect it. I respect going the Damian Lillard route, man. I really do. Until you get traded anyways.
One thing I'm going to say. Hey, Antonio Pierce could have been gone.
Oh yeah, he needs gone. And then you need to draft a quarterback and bad. But also if the Raiders actually could.
Would this be like 3 years in a row that they've gotten a mid-season firing and an interim?
I think so, yeah.
Bisaccia, Pierce, and then now Pierce and somebody else. Yeah.
New thing, Raiders. Maybe don't go sign a head coach who's been signed multiple times in his ass.
Yeah.
Maybe don't pick the interim. And maybe, just maybe, interview some real candidates. Just a thought.
Bill Belichick, maybe? I don't know.
For this team, no.
Maybe. I don't know. Like
Vrabel, actually, though,
yeah.
Vrabel might go hard.
Vrabel's just sitting on his couch right now, bro. Like, just go get him.
He's coaching for the Browns. He's an assistant for the Browns.
He's a consultant. Doesn't even have a contract. I looked it up.
Oh, really?
Contract. He's just like an in the building consultant for like other coaches. He could literally just walk to another NFL team if he wanted to.
He should
if they hired him. So I don't know why Vrabel has. I don't understand why Mike Vrabel doesn't have a job. To be honest, at all.
And same with Bill Belichick. NFL teams hired some weird coaches this year to leave those two without jobs.
This game was a stinker too.
Yes.
And keep on stinking.
Before we move to the other stinker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Is it from a piece of media?
No.
Is it a dice?
Not.
No.
So it's a physical item.
Yes.
Is it an item that is original to you, or would you say that? Do either of me or Geek own this item? Would you guess?
Put money on neither of you owning this item.
Okay.
And it's not related to media.
Have a lot of similar interests.
Yeah.
Is it D&D related? Period.
It is D&D related.
Okay, Geek, this is all you. I've been playing D&D, but I don't know.
Oh, is it just your Dino minifig? Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I don't own a Dino minifig.
I was gonna say I think I'm the only one confidently who owns this glorious man.
Oh, it's like fully custom. That's
awesome,
Dino,
isn't it?
That's so sick. That's Dino.
We got a little pan flute and his hammer and everything. It's great.
Nice.
Which, by the way,
maybe the quickest quick ball we've ever had.
Yeah. By the way, for those who aren't in, which I think 90% of the people who watch this podcast are, but if you're not, we stream D&D at least once a week over on Geek's Twitch now.
But what about second D&D?
And we'll be streaming it again today when this goes up.
Oh yeah.
So come watch.
Did you see that me and Caleb stayed in that call for 12 fucking hours talking about because everybody else went to bed, woke up, and me and Caleb were still in the call talking about the game.
I gave Geek's character a prophecy, and they are obsessed with it.
Yes. There's a prophecy,
But
and we're
anyways-
figuring it out.
But anyways, moving on to bad matchup.
Oh, God,
Panthers,
I don't want
Commanders.
to talk about this.
We will just say Jaden Daniels hurt. Very sad. Marcus Mariota came in, orchestrated.
He's
an
a real
offense.
backup. Respectable.
A real respectable backup came in, orchestrated an offense that did not ask him to do a lot, and that's okay. That's a good thing. That is what is good about this Commanders offense.
Yeah.
Also, I will say, Andy Dalton.
Emmanuel Forbes.
I was going to say Andy Dalton has joined a very exclusive list. He is now on the Forbes list.
I really want him to make that a thing.
Do you know
Just
how many
create a
quarterbacks
list of
are on the Forbes list of in the
Two?
NFL? There are 2. Do you know who the other is?
Wait. I feel like I can.
Justin
definitely-
Fields.
It is not Fields.
Damn.
No, remember
feel like I
Fields
can
was like
definitely-
flawless against Washington last
Oh,
year.
yeah. Is
can
there
do this.
another?
I can do this.
I'll tell you right now,
We
they
cook.
have since switched teams.
I was going to say, is it a good quarterback or a bad quarterback?
Oh,
though?
I got it.
Who is it?
It's Mr. Unlimited, isn't
It's
it?
Mr. Unlimited.
Limited. Yeah.
Russell Wilson and Andy Dalton. I was on Keeping
Weird.
Up with the Commanders today with Mason, and he informed me that there are 2 quarterbacks that Emmanuel Forbes has intercepted.
First of all, I hope that the Forbes list remains a thing. I think that's great. It's just like not the same caliber of player. I understand. But like Myles Garrett's graveyard,
Mm-hmm.
love that. Like do shit like that. It's cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really funny if he put up a graveyard and it was just like 2,
It was just
and like
There should be-
Miles Garrett's.
there should be 3 tombstones: Russell Wilson, Andy Dalton, and Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
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 Because he ended Ron Rivera's coaching career by being a
Put Dan
bust.
Schneider on there too, just for
Yeah,
fun.
there you go.
So we're getting Bryce Young back.
We are. Yep.
Yes.
I hope
Should've
that
never
goes
changed.
well.
I mean, if they were gonna be this bad with Dalton anyway, I don't see any reason why he should have been in.
Well, they
the
won a
first place.
game with Andy though.
They did.
Well, my theory. This is obviously proven wrong by him. Sorry. My theory is they were just trying to make Bryce not look as terrible, so they could just trade him. But seemingly that's not the case because they're putting him back in, and he's going
Yeah.
to be terrible, and they're not going to be able to trade him for anything.
No, I'm actually
or nobody
hoping that
wanted him.
he's like able to go.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, that throw against Chicago.
Hey man,
bro.
he had that one throw.
Listen,
That one
I'm
throw
back
against
in.
the backup.
I'm
That's-
back in.
that
I'm back in.
secondary in
Just when
football
I'm
back
out,
in.
he pulls me back in.
He pulled me back in. I'm in. I'm all in.
Bryce
I'm all
Young
in.
will throw for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns this week. Who are they playing? I didn't even think about that.
Do they play
Wait
a real
minute.
football team?
Let me look.
Who do
They're
they play?
playing the.
Don't they play the Broncos?
They play the Broncos. Yep. No Sertan. It's over.
Right.
He's gonna.
Is
he's gonna cook 'em.
Sertan playing or no?
Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna make a quick trip to Denver and just make sure Sertan doesn't get on the plane.
Whoa.
Pat Sertan status update.
No,
Practicing
I'm
on
just gonna tell him to stay home.
and he seems to be on track to play against the Carolina Panthers.
Womp,
Yeah, I'm
womp.
just gonna
Officially
stand at
confirmed.
his door and say no.
Yeah.
No, you stay.
That's great until the entirety of the Broncos defensive line picks you up and walks away.
True.
If I turned around and saw Zach Gallen coming for me, I would just
Right.
curl up
No,
in the
see,
ball.
as he's running at me, I'm just gonna step out of the way and he's gonna tackle Pat Sertan. And then Sertan's not gonna want to go. He's gonna demand a trade.
To
Okay,
the Bears.
well, oh my-
Stop
you
with
don't
the
need
to the
him.
Bears.
You don't need him.
I was gonna
You
say we
don't
don't
need
even
him.
need another corner, but I'll take them.
I just want number 1 and number 2. We're making DJ Moore change his
Um,
number.
But yeah, we'll see how Bryce Young does against apparently Patrick Surtain led. Hey guys,
Huh?
So
what's going on with Patrick? What's going on with Mr. Mahomes?
that's not even the quarterback I'm most worried about in this game.
I was gonna say
What's going on
Purdy
with
had-
either of these two guys?
Purdy
Purdy
had
stinks,
probably
dude.
his worst
So-
game as a pro.
I'm sorry, Purdy sucks.
Decided this year that
Throw it
he
away.
wants to be Mahomes and Caleb and all of these playmaker guys, and he can't do that. He doesn't have the arm strength. He doesn't have any of the ability to do that.
Well,
but he's decided he wants to, and he's really ass.
Well,
but because he starts doing that, he gets bad at doing what he's good at also.
To be fair, for 2 games he had to because he had no weapons. Now he's just kind of
stayed doing true. That. What game did he have no weapons in?
Purdy, Samuel, Ayuk, and Kittle all missed one of the games. The Rams game.
Oh, did they?
Yep, all 3.
Were they all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
fine. I will give him credit because I remember everybody getting upset at the Vikings game because. But I think Kittle and Debo got hurt. It's like, yeah, but they both had over 100 yards.
I think he got into a mindset during that Rams game where he just had to beat the hero, and he just hasn't snapped out of it. and so I don't know what's going on with him, but I think he's stunk. And Mahomes, Mahomes stunk, dude.
Mahomes stinks, dude.
Barely complete a pass.
But Mahomes is an efficient stinky. That's the thing. Mahomes.
Yeah, he's an efficient.
They swapped genuinely because Mahomes now he still has like every once in a while he's breaking into like his improvising and is doing his goofy shit. But like on a down to down basis, Mahomes has been really calm this year, and it's not working because that's not how he plays. It's really weird. But in turn, the Chiefs' offense has been more efficient because there's not as many like variables, not as many wasted snaps or whatever. You know. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, throwing the ball away and having to get no gain and running out of bounds, like shit like that. Now he's sitting in the pocket and delivering, but then when he tries to tap and listen, Malik Mustafa's been great. That was your hey rookie moment.
Get welcome to the NFL by Patty Mahomes.
Everyone gets.
Hey man, I was gonna say I can't judge too much because my favorite defensive player got welcomed to the NFL by Baker. So
yeah, so you guys,
Ivan Pace.
Ivan Pace.
Oh yeah, he got the get your
game
weight
one.
Up,
he got trucked by
He was the get your weight.
So.
And it cost us the game. He got trucked by Baker, and that happened. And that was the final play.
Yep.
I have a question for you, boyos.
And then he cooked from then on, so it's okay.
I saw a tweet from you guys both know Pranav, I think. He's a Chiefs fan. He tweeted, I think this was like his first game. He's under the belief that number 29 in KC is better than number 10 in KC.
No.
20 is that
Kareem Hunt
now?
Yeah. He thinks Kareem Hunt is better than Pacheco.
I can't say I agree.
Better at what?
I don't really know. I didn't read the tweet fully, and it was a couple weeks ago. But I saw a lot of Chiefs fans under that being like, you know what? Yeah, he is better than Pacheco. So I
can't say I agree.
In the water here. You guys know who led the Chiefs in receiving this week?
It was probably like
I'm looking at it, so.
It was Noah Gray. Yeah. That is absolutely correct. Noah Gray and Samaje Perine topped it off for Chiefs.
Samaje.
And behind George Kittle, who was the second leading receiver for the Niners, there's no way either. How do you know that?
I love Jacob Cowing.
Who is that?
Arizona rookie. I love Jacob Cowing coming out.
Yeah,
Ricky Pearsall played football, and that's good.
He did. And which is good that he came back now because Ayuk is done for the year.
Yeah.
So
and that was kind of always the belief with Pearsall was that he was going to be the guy to step in for Ayuk leaving.
And that Debo has pneumonia and was hospitalized.
Yeah. Remember everyone, I don't know, did you guys see any of the like tweets about this game? People calling Debo soft and shit because he wouldn't play because he was sick. The motherfucker had pneumonia.
Then he was just like, and then the beat reporter was just like, hey, he's in the hospital. Like,
yeah.
Damn, soft.
Wow. He's got
to go to the hospital. Soft.
He's got a tummy accused on the field. He can't breathe.
Soft.
He has fluid in his lungs.
Like, yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised he was there.
Right? Yeah, that's.
But Kittle
is tried to play. He got a couple snaps in.
Yeah, he did. I don't think he knew he had pneumonia until the day after.
Well, yeah, obviously he wouldn't know, but you'd still have the symptoms and it in your body.
He was probably just like, "Don't worry, coach, it's just a cold."
I got a little chest cold.
It's just a cold, and then he went out there for like 3 snaps, and he's like, "Coach, it's not a cold. Help."
He was like, "Hey, coach, I'm done."
Kyle,
coach, it's not a cold. I lied.
So good.
Yeah,
Peter Parker.
Kittle and Pearsall are the only two dudes left. So
Kyle Juszczyk and Jordan Mason's been good.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I was talking about the receiving
allowing
core,
this.
but yeah.
Yeah,
But,
Kyle Juszczyk is part of the receiving core. You twat.
True. Also,
How many
yeah,
catches did he have against the Chiefs?
They
Actually,
didn't use
none.
him in the second half, and it made me angry.
Also,
They
Fire
fucked
Shanahan?
up.
Question.
Yes. No.
does
Does
D-Hop make the Chiefs offense real again?
Yes.
You gave Mahomes a fuck it, he's down there somewhere guy.
So I was gonna say, what? My question though is, Mahomes has never had one of those.
Right. And it's
What
scary
does-
to think
Will
about. what
Mahomes
he'll do.
understand how to use him?
Tyreek is the effort. He's down there somewhere, guy. In a
Just in a different way, yeah.
But a way
flavor.
different way.
Yeah.
He's in a way where you can
'Cause
throw it 30
D-Hop's
yards
a-
away from Tyreek and he'll track it down.
Right.
But
D-Hop's a
is
guy who, it doesn't matter how covered he
Yeah.
is, he'll actually
Well,
make
listen,
the catch.
here's the thing. A lot of Mahomes' interceptions have been him trying to make tough throws and, drops or bobbles or whatever. No more.
Yeah. What are the?
No more.
That's
what are
true.
The odds?
They're just gonna stick the D-Hop.
True.
If I
They're
were,
gonna
if
try
I
him
were a
out there
betting
wearing
man,
full Velcro.
if I were
D-Hop's
if I were a
wearing
betting
number
man,
8.
Yeah.
Feels weird.
Honor
It's for
Kobe.
Kobe.
What he said.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
Yeah. If I were a betting
Honoring a
man, and this were
rapist.
something I could bet, and this was something I could bet on, I would bet serious money that by the end of the season, there's at least one Hail Mary completion from Mahomes to D-Hop.
Oh, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Either at the end of
Well,
the half or the
Will
end of the
Levis
game.
got 3 in one game, so like
What's
Yeah.
D-Hop is still D-Hop, man.
What's D-Hop at statistically right now?
Not good.
Let's see. He is at 173 yards and 1 touchdown so far this season.
Say
on 15
100 or
catches.
200?
173 yards on 15 catches, 1 touchdown.
I think he breaks
Hold on.
800 yards with Mahomes.
He's got 21 targets. Just for everybody to know, this is how Will Levis and that offense felt about D-Hop. Because D-Hop had 21 targets. That idiot, Calvin Ridley, has 36.
He's not good at football.
No, he's not.
That guy's got 12 catches on 36 targets.
Yeah. But ultimately,
What happened to Calvin Ridley, man?
He forgot how to
I don't
catch.
know. He left the Falcons.
He doesn't have
But
Matt
yeah,
Ryan.
ultimately to cap off this game,
But he had T-Law.
it is very scary that what we've seen from the Chiefs is poopy and they're 6-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their defense
Yeah,
is
it
really
is.
good.
This is
Steve
the thing,
Spagnuolo
too.
was really good. Their
I was
defense
gonna say
is,
Spags
although
has been cooking.
it's so funny. Scott Hansen, the red zone guy, calls him
Uh-huh.
Steve Spagnuolo, and it's so funny every time he says it. But yeah, Steve Spagnuolo
What
is
if
really
he's
good.
right
Their
and we're
defense-
all dumb?
That would
be
be
really
so
crazy.
funny.
He also calls what does he call? He calls Cooper DeJean, which cannot be right. That can't be right.
Yeah.
There's no
Does he
way.
say
I
DeJean
feel like
or
it's right.
DeJohn? If he says John, that's a Philly thing.
I think he says DeJean. Is that the DeJean or DeJean? He
I was
says
gonna
it like
say
the
if he's-
mustard.
I was gonna say if he's saying it like DEJAWN, John is like a Philly thing, and
Right.
like Eagles
I don't-
fans call him that because it sounds similar. But if he's saying like DeJean, like the mustard, then maybe he's just mispronouncing it. I want to say real quick, I had a great moment during the Chiefs game because I was watching it. My dad was in the other room. He plays guitar, so he was fooling with his guitar, and he came in to check the score, and he watched one play. And the Chiefs sent an all-out blitz and made Purdy panic, and he had to throw the ball away. And my dad goes, "Who the fuck's calling the Chiefs defense?" Because he hasn't been like super in tune with football since Trubisky. Trubisky ruined my dad's love of the sport, and he's just now remembering how
man.
much he loves
That's
it. It's
fair.
really sad. But anyways, he said, "Who the fuck's calling the Chiefs defense?" And I said, "Oh, it's that Steve Spagnuolo." And he goes, "Oh yeah, the blitz guy. Yeah, yeah." Yeah.
Blitz boy.
And then he
The real
goes,
Blitz boy.
And then he goes, "Wait, the Chiefs have Steve Spagnuolo?" Yeah. Oh.
They've had him for I think all of the Super Bowl
Yeah,
runs.
no, they've had him for a long
Yeah.
time.
Oh
They've
my
had him for
God,
a
wait.
while.
Spags has been the defensive coordinator for 5 Super Bowl winners.
Yeah, Spags
I
might
forgot
be
about that.
He might be the greatest defensive coordinator in NFL history.
At least by accolade, yeah.
Yeah, because the Giants and now the Chiefs, man.
Yeah.
Has he won an assistant coach of the year? That's
He had
Yes.
to have at some point.
What's
anyway,
weird, Spags was also awful as a head coach.
Well, some guys
Yeah.
just can't do it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Steelers 37, Jets 15.
Aaron Rodgers, stinky.
Devontae
I
Adams couldn't
don't
save
know
him.
if I entirely agree.
Don't care. It's Aaron Rodgers.
That's fair. But also, what
Garrett
the fuck
Wilson,
is
though.
Garrett Wilson? He actually might be bad.
Nope, Aaron's
the
fault.
first Ohio State receiver to, yeah.
Two
Aaron's
times, both of Aaron's interceptions hit Garrett perfectly in the chest. I don't understand.
Evil universe
Absolutely
voodoo.
nuts how bad he is. Yeah.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, I don't like Aaron Rodgers as a human either, but I hate watching him like look like vintage Rodgers and then just get sold constantly.
I don't. It's hysterical. I love every
Well, but see, he's not a Packer anymore, so I can enjoy it now, and
it's still
someone
Rodgers.
else is ruining it for me. Well, see, here's the thing, though. Rodgers never was able to scream about owning my franchise, so
Yeah.
you have a different level of hatred.
Yeah.
We got Rodgers a few
Two things from this
times.
game.
You know,
One, George Pickens is really good at football.
George Pickens is really good at one thing.
yes.
And that's football. Exactly.
It is.
Well, no, he's got really, really good hands.
Yeah.
Really good hands.
Listen,
Great
George.
hands.
Listen,
Can't run a route though.
I
Can't
was
get
gonna say-
separation.
he's really,
Great
really,
hands.
really, really good at one thing, and it's okay. I'm not trying to say that as like George Pickens sucks. It's just so funny how good how good he is at that one thing makes him like a top 15, top 20 receiver, and that's hilarious.
Well, he's so bad at so many. He can't run a route.
No,
he can't.
but he
And
doesn't need
he's
to.
just and he's just like weirdly lazy. But like the ball goes near him, and he's just like, "That is mine now."
Yeah.
Thank you.
And listen, I know, and this is not me just trying to say like Justin Fields, whatever.
Yeah.
The idea of taking Russell Wilson, who throws the best moon ball in the sport,
and
putting him with George Pickens, who is literally just a football magnet.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that would result in 111 yards and a touchdown?
Play where him and the Jets DB just took turns handing it to each other was so funny. They were just like, no, mine. And then eventually he won. But it was just so funny watching. Like, he would secure it, and then the Jets DB would take it, and he'd be like, give it back. Like,
First of all, I think Fields should be a little mad at the Steelers' offensive line
Yeah, they held
for
up a
giving
lot
Russ
better
so
for
much time
Russ.
to throw, but never
Probably.
giving him any. Like, if
He
I'm
was sitting
Fields,
there
I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
they were just like, hey, Tom, when you seeing this?
But also, to Russ's credit, he did the exact thing. Russ has lost a lot in a lot of areas.
Mm-hmm.
The deep ball is not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And having that with George Pickens, right now, Russ is the better option
Yeah,
for
listen,
them
here's
because of how their team is constructed.
bingo. Listen, here's the other thing too.
I think Fields could be the future quarterback of the Steelers
Sure, but
for
right
a
now,
while
Russ
at least.
needs to be the starter.
But right now, it's Russ. Yeah. Especially with how open the AFC
Right.
is.
Yep.
Give it to
Because
Russ.
listen, here's the thing, right? And this isn't even me slandering Fields. This is just the result of what happens when you have a proven vet. I'm not going to say a proven veteran. When you have a veteran who used to be good at quarterback, the offense looks a lot more like an offense now. Like, I think in that one game, that was the best offensive performance we've seen from Pittsburgh. It was executed like flawlessly. It was seamless. The run game was a lot better with Russ because you didn't have to worry about doing the we got to get Fields involved. We got to get Najee involved. We got to get Jalen Warren involved. You didn't have to do all that. You could just give the ball to Najee and he looked awesome. Najee has been really good these past couple of weeks, and him and Jalen Warren are really starting to be that like thunder lightning duo that they were supposed to be. And then the biggest thing with Pittsburgh's offense is up until last week, they weren't able to generate any explosives in the pass game. Fields has just what they did to Fields, and I'm not saying this is a Fields thing necessarily, because it is really just what Arthur Smith was having him do. They were not trusting him to throw the ball downfield. They were not getting more than 10 yards of air yards on a throw with Justin Fields. Now you bring in Russ, who, like Geek says, the one thing that he really hasn't lost is that deep ball. Now, all of a sudden, he can just chuck it up to George Pickens on first or second down or whenever you need him to, and it's going to work out. And on top of that, Russ does a really good job of settling for his checkdowns. We saw Darnell Washington getting involved in the short game. Fields is never really a checkdown guy. Even in the last couple weeks with Pittsburgh, he still wasn't big on taking the checkdowns. He still isn't big on, having, he doesn't have an internal clock. He doesn't have a good sense of pressure. Russ might be old, but he's still got that feeling. That's something you don't lose, and that's something that you can't really gain. Russ has it, Fields doesn't, and that's a big difference for this offense. And when it comes to, I was just going to say, and then you have that takes so much pressure off of the defense, which is now healthy. Alex Highsmith's back. They're able to do some crazy shit. My boy Beanie Bishop coming out of West Virginia, the UDFA with 2 picks. Like, this Pittsburgh team is exciting. It looks really good. And I'll tell you right now, benching Fields was the right decision. And I swear on everything that I'm not just saying that because I'm a Bears fan. I'm saying it because we saw why on Sunday.
I'm agreeing, and you guys know that I'm a Fields fan.
No, you're not.
Like, I love Justin
Fields so much.
Stop.
I'm lying to you guys.
Also,
you should hear the things he says
Russ,
about him off camera.
You should look at Russ as, like, the way you know his deep ball never left is because Russ made Cortland Sutton a household name.
Yeah.
Because he just let Sutton do what he's good at. Just fuck it. He's over there. And I think that might be a little bit of a thing DK misses just a little bit. Yeah. It's just those shots. He's like, man, this is great. Like, the offense is better and we're doing a little better. But, man, I missed the just fuck it, Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Ravens, Bucks.
Steelers special teams is really good.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. Okay. I mean, they're an incredibly coached football team. That's nothing new. But real quick, I just want to say about the Jets, I hate everything about this franchise. Since we talked about the Dolphins earlier being incredibly dysfunctional, this Jets franchise is insanely dysfunctional. Like, I'm not saying that firing Robert Saleh was necessarily a bad move, but the way they went about it is unacceptable. Okay, you know what? I agree.
No, it was a bad move.
Say that.
The actual answer for the Jets was to keep Saleh. This is the infuriating part, right? God. What was keeping them in games pre this?
The defense.
Robert Saleh's defense. Now, the offense has started to figure it out, and now the defense sucks. You could have just not had Hackett be the play caller anymore, kept Saleh, and your team would actually be real.
Mm-hmm. No, I think
you had Devontae or not.
Great move.
I think it was a horrible move. Listen,
it's so dumb.
He works for the Packers now.
Oh, okay. Well, listen.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be 100% honest. Just for the sake of time, I was very willing to beat around the bush there and say everything but they should have kept Saleh. But since Geek is in agreement, yes, they should have kept Saleh. It's so idiotic because, like you said, they had an incredible defense. Now their defense is just as mediocre as their offense. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you're in this weird situation where Aaron Rodgers is doing whatever the fuck. Like we already talked about Rodgers. The thing that really bothers me is the run game because they have no idea how to utilize their running backs in the run game. Breece Hall should be your east to west back. Braylon Allen should be north to south. Obviously, you can let them do the other, but that should be the primary thing. You need big yards on a run. Throw Breece out there. He's your quick guy. He's got good vision. He can get downfield. You need a couple hard yards. You put Braylon Allen in. They're not doing that. They're just running Breece Hall like as their primary back. That shouldn't be the case. These two should be splitting carries because not only do they have completely conflicting skill sets that bounce off of each other perfectly and make this offense run better, but your offensive line is not equipped to handle one type of running style consistently. You have one side of your line is proficient in zone blocking. You have one side of your line is proficient in like pin and pull gap power blocking. That doesn't work. So if you're going to do that, at least make their job easier and switch it up so neither one has to just sit the entire game in the thing that they're uncomfortable in. Or if you are, or the other thing they do is they'll switch it up and then they'll say, hey, Breece, we need you to run power. He's not good at that. Hey, Braylon, we need you to run zone. He's kind of good at that. He's better at that than Braylon is at power, but running Braylon as a zone runner as opposed to a power runner makes no sense.
It's Braylon, so go run routes for no reason.
Right, exactly.
It's like, but Breece Hall, it was literally your leading receiver by far. Like, dude, the offense confuses me, and now the defense is ridiculous, and now their head coach is just an idiot. because he can't just focus on the defense. Now he has to focus on everything else, but he's bad at everything. The Jets going jet, man. Jets going jet.
It's an unserious franchise. The Jets and the Dolphins are two completely unserious organizations. And then on top of that, just one last thing. The method in which you fired Saleh, no serious head coach candidate is going to want to come interview for you because they know it's Aaron's team. They're not walking into a situation where they get to say, Ben Johnson doesn't want to come be Aaron Rodgers' lackey. He wants to come in and run his offense. He doesn't want to come in. How many
years is Aaron under contract?
I don't know, but honestly, I don't think it matters. I think they're going to try to pay him until he retires because Woody Allen and him make out behind the scenes.
No, he'll be a Viking.
Dude, I was going to say, no.
All right, man.
It won't happen this time. Here's the thing, though. If you're the Jets, right? The Jets and Dolphins and a couple other teams, the Panthers being as ass as they are, the Raiders since Al died. The NFL is really proving how important ownership is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jerry Jones is the problem in Dallas.
Yes.
But then you look at ownership groups that are willing to, I think the two big ones right now, maybe the three, where the ownership group is just like, we hired the right guys, we're just going to let them do their jobs, is like Detroit, Houston, Minnesota, even San Fran. We hired our guys.
Washington is
and they just step up. Washington now, that's a huge point because they had the bad owner.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just like, here's our guys. All right, do your thing.
Yeah.
And it's been great. The culture change because of the owners being gone has been huge.
Even like Chicago in that vein, they've always been a team where their owners have always been dipping their fingers in the pie. The McCaskies now with Poles and Eberflus, they are very much like, we're around. We're gonna make our voices heard. We're gonna show up for the fans, like that type of thing. But when it comes down to brass tacks, you guys know what
you're
doing.
It's gone the Wilfs way.
Yeah,
where they're always around the team. Like the Wilfs are in the locker room for every like speech, and they're there for everything. But they don't actually do anything. They're just like, we're here because we want to be owners that are viewed as part of the team. But we aren't doing
the only thing the McCaskies really handle now is like PR and public image.
Yeah.
Like with Hard Knocks, they were the reason why it was so censored because they didn't want the Bears players cursing because they wanted kids to be able to watch, which is like, I get it, but also kind of silly. And then they also like really didn't do a good job of doing it because Montez Sweat said the N-word like 4 times. It's like, yeah, you can't say bitch, but that's fine. Which, I guess worse players could have said the N-word, but still the idea of being like, if you're worried about crude language,
Tyson Bagent just screaming.
And you know what? The funny thing is, I think out of every white guy on your team, he would be the most likely to drop it with an A. Like, listen, have you seen or heard Tyson Bagent talk?
Oh my God, no. Okay. Okay, we need to. What's the other game?
We really need to.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ravens Bucks.
Oh, we have 2 more games.
Lamar Jackson really good.
Lamar good. Ricard good. Henry good.
I was gonna say Derrick Henry. Rashad Bateman breakout season.
He's finally learned how to play football.
Always been good. Just
no.
No, last year he actually sucked.
Also, Mark Andrews is good at football again.
Weird.
Mark Andrews is a red zone threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, that's okay.
Now, and that's okay. So I want your guys' opinion on because I feel like I'm going insane with the way Twitter's interacting with this. The Chris Godwin injury because they were still playing at the end of the game. You just received the onside kick and successfully got it. You're down 10. I get that's a lot. But also, what NFL players are known to be good players that also give up when there is still
I
truly
agree.
a chance? If it was a 17-point game, sure, hate Todd Bowles. Do you think Chris Godwin's like, man, I shouldn't have even been out there? Or do you think he's like, man, we had a shot to do something really cool?
No,
the problem is Bowles also kept Baker in way too long. and made him run the football when the game was already over, and he was
after the Godwin injury. I think everybody should have got taken out because okay, we're done.
No, he's dumb. Yeah,
but I think in that exact moment, what if Godwin breaks that tackle and they score a touchdown, and suddenly it's we've got a minute left to recover an onside kick and then move 30 yards and kick a field goal.
Right.
That's a real option. Yes, the injury sucks, but I'd be more pissed if my team gave up in that situation after just fighting back from down so much farther.
They're missing. I mean, because Evans got hurt too.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you guys hear about what they're planning on doing to replace Chris Godwin for the rest of the year?
No.
They're moneyballing their receiver room.
Oh.
They literally said, so Godwin's been playing out of the slot for them a lot, and someone asked him what the plan is, and they go, well, you can't replace Chris Godwin with one player, so we're gonna have 4 or 5 guys that are gonna step in and kind of shoulder the load. So they're straight up moneyballing their slot position.
I respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna get a chance to see these young guys and Sterling Shepard cook, so I'm here for
the
it.
young guys and Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
I forgot Sterling Shepard was there.
It's wild that Sterling Shepard is older than Amari Cooper.
It's wild that Sterling Shepard is employed by a team in the National Football League.
I don't think that's true. Sterling Shepard's not bad.
I'm just shocked.
There are way worse receivers on rosters.
Sure, but he's one of those guys that I just kind of figured, once the Giants were done with him, everyone was going to be like, damaged goods. And then he'd go have, a big year in the XFL, and everyone would be like, okay, maybe.
Nah, he's just playing with Baker.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Chargers. I hate the Chargers.
Chargers defense
I hate them so much.
Makes me so angry.
I hate their receiving core. I hate their defense. I hate everybody on the Chargers not named Justin Herbert or John Harbaugh.
It's weird how important. It actually is weird how important Quentin Johnston has become for this team. I love it, but damn.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a guy.
They're terrible.
Dude, Will Dissly led the
Justin
team.
Herbert played almost
perfect
game.
This was the game.
Jalen Reagor.
Sorry, go ahead.
Why do people keep giving him a chance? Jalen Reagor fumbles right. They would have won the game.
But he was a first-round pick.
I've seen that film before. The fumble right there. I've seen that film before.
I don't get it, bro. So that sucked. Kyler Murray's really good. Whatever. Yeah. I'm still mad. I'm just mad at the Chargers, bro. That's all I care about. Kyler's really good.
I watched the shit out of the Chargers defense this week because I made a video about Khalil Mack. And Khalil Mack was genuinely the only player on the defensive side of the ball who looked like he knew how to play football this week. It was so sad. 33-year-old Khalil Mack was the only player on the Chargers defense who tried to play football. And he had, I think the epitome of the Chargers defense was this one play where Mack bull rushed Paris Johnson, drove him back into Kyler, and Kyler had to scramble into 3 defenders. There were 2 D tackles and then a Tuli Tuipulotu out on the edge. He drove them into 3 guys, right? Mack drives him into 3 guys, and Kyler just goes, whoop, and slithers his way out, avoids 3 tackles, and then hits, I think it was Michael Wilson on a 15-yard comeback route. When the only player on your defense that's trying is an old edge, you're not going to win football games, and it's so frustrating. All that to say, free that man. If Khalil Mack retires without winning a ring because of the Chargers, I am going to place a curse upon that franchise.
You know what's going to be bad, Miller?
What?
You know the team that's most likely to trade for Khalil Mack?
Lions. If you say it, I'm leaving.
Lions.
Okay, I'm not going to say it, but we all know that's the team most likely, and that sucks.
He's going to Baltimore.
But I also think they should trade Derwin James and Joey Bosa while there's a smidge of value, because there won't be for long. He's still Joey Bosa. I bet the Lions would give you something.
Yes,
just because the Lions got nothing.
Go get. I mean this. Or
what if the Niners go get Bosa to do the Bosa brother thing? That'd be sick.
I'm going to say something batshit insane, but I stand by it. I would rather the Lions trade for Max Crosby than Khalil Mack. I am so dead serious.
That's funny.
Listen, I imagine neither of y'all watched my video, but I went on like a rant at the end of that video talking about how much I adore Khalil Mack and how much it breaks my heart that he's 33 and the only 2 chances he's ever had to win a ring resulted in Derek Carr's leg not existing and the double doink. He is my favorite defensive player that I have watched with my own 2 eyes in the National Football League. Well, that I got to watch his prime, because I don't remember the prime of like Urlacher or Tillman or Briggs or those guys.
Sure.
But the guys that I got to watch their prime, Mack is by far and away my favorite defensive player I have watched in the National Football League, and that man is going to retire without a ring, and it breaks my heart.
Khalil Mack is your Jared Allen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes me so unbelievably sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I need my picks.
Also, this was like the epitome of Justin Herbert needs help game. We got another one after everyone on Twitter was joking that Joe Burrow took the title of What If Boy.
Yeah. All right, pick time.
Yes.
I don't want to. Can't make me.
All right, that's been the Run the North podcast for this week. I hope you all enjoyed.
I'm already up 1-0 on these fools this week.
Well, yeah. I
you know what the bigger issue is for that game that I forgot about?
You smell bad.
What?
Christian Darrisaw got injured.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good because Mr. Quessenberry, who took over for him, allowed like 4 sacks fucking immediately.
Yeah. Keep him in as long as possible.
Jared Verse is in his mind, in his walls, in his butt. Wait, no, maybe not that last.
No, I think it was Braden Fisk.
And Byron Young.
Well, no, Braden Fisk wouldn't have gotten the sacks. He can't tackle.
They put Byron Young on Quessenberry the second he got in. They just lined him up. I was gonna say
Fisk is just there to like make quarterbacks think there's a defensive lineman that can do something, and then they get scared and run into the defensive lineman that can actually do something. Because Fisk is just fast.
No, Byron Young was cooking Garrett Bradbury and Ed Ingram most of the game.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Jaguars. I'm taking the Packers as much as I am afraid of this being a big trap game.
I'm taking the Jags.
I don't want to.
I wrote down the Jags.
No, I took the Packers.
No, you're a little biased. Sorry, man.
No, Jake, you don't get to decide who I'm picking.
No, you're
not how this works.
Jaguars. That's what I've.
Well, I mean, I can literally show you that I wasn't focused.
Too blurry. I can't see anything.
It literally focused, dog.
I'm not.
You can
see
the.
All right, we moved on. We moved on. Old news.
So Jake's gonna try to cheat me out of some bullshit because he knows he can't win.
We picked the same team. It wouldn't matter. You wouldn't gain anything on me.
No, you're gaining something on me if you're forcing me to pick the Jaguars.
Yeah, no, I'm not. They're gonna win.
Oh, okay.
No,
they're not. I'm picking the Packers.
Weird way to say Jaguars. Cardinals and Dolphins. Give me the card. No. Tua
is back, but I
don't care.
Yeah,
he's gonna get tackled one time, and
the Cardinals are playing with a fire in their gut.
Also, give me the Cardinals because the Dolphins' defense can't stop a nosebleed.
Dolphins' defense actually hasn't been half bad.
You don't get to say they haven't been half bad just because they played against an Anthony Richardson on a bozo day. That doesn't count. That's not real.
Every day is bozo day for him.
No, don't do that to Anthony Richardson. He's a goat.
Every day is bozo day if you have a little whimsy in your soul.
If you have a little whimsy.
Jets, Patriots.
Yeah. Remember, the Dolphins allowed 31 to the Titans. That's the defense Miller just said was good.
I said they weren't half bad. There's a big difference there.
31 to the Titans is more than half bad, dog.
Either way, I'm taking the Patriots over the Jets. Drake May.
The Jets.
The Jets' new daddy is in town.
No, the Jets got to bounce back or season over. So give me the Jets.
Season over.
Must win. Ravens, Browns. Bloodbath.
Yeah,
I think we're taking the Ravens.
Ravens all the way. Eagles, Bengals. I'm gonna take the Bengals.
I'm taking Philly.
Think.
I don't think the Eagles. You're talking about a defense that can't stop a nosebleed. How about Cincy?
How about the Eagles, who can't stop shit either? And how about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase about to fucking cook? I'm taking the Bengals.
Bengals on the shootout, in my opinion.
Yep.
I'm taking Philly.
Colts, Texans. Give me the Texans.
Give me the Texans.
We'll take the Texans.
Watch this be the Anthony Richardson great game.
His only good throw this year was against the Texans, so maybe.
That's true.
Titans, Lions. Give me the Lions.
Give me the Lions.
Same, sadly.
Yeah, this is one game we can't pick against them, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. I hope that it's just a trap game and they get wrecked.
Falcons, Bucks. I don't want it, but I'm going to take the Falcons with no Evans or Godwin. I can't buy it.
But Kirk Cousins has never beaten Baker, so give me Baker.
I'm taking Baker as well.
Man, we could have some serious movement on the board.
We really could.
We are not agreeing on any of these. Saints, Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, it's a sweep. Bills, Seahawks. Give me Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo too as well. Also.
Two as well. Also.
Okay, that was weird. Bears, Commanders. I am taking.
Some are calling it the Miller football game.
Now.
Some are calling it the Miller football game.
I can't take this pick seriously. I don't know if Jaden's gonna play. I'm taking the Commanders, but if he's not, then I don't get it.
I don't know if it matters.
Rain or shine, give me Da Bears.
I can't pick the Bears in good conscience. Give me the Commies.
I don't want to, but I have to pick the Bears because the Washington defense is so unserious, man.
Bingo.
It got worse, and from a defense that was shredded by Justin Fields.
Bingo.
It's about to be bad. Give me the Bears. I hate it, but I have to.
That's weird. Chiefs, Raiders.
The Chiefs.
Chiefs are going to be 7-0.
I want to pick the Raiders so bad because they did it last year, but I can't. Give me the Chiefs and give me D-Hop 2 touchdowns.
Here's the thing. They play on a holiday again.
Ooh, wait.
Chiefs Raiders is Black Friday.
Oh, the next one. Not this one. I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm saying,
that one will matter.
Pick the Raiders until
you're right.
Black
Good
Friday
call.
Game.
Also, they'll probably be on interim head coach by then, so it'll be interim goat. So
Panthers, Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Oh my God, Luke Getsy might be a head coach at the end of the year. No way. I'm sorry. Panthers, Broncos was the next one, right?
Yeah, Broncos.
Okay. Cowboys, Niners. I think this is a big bounce back game for the Niners.
I was gonna say
Niners.
Big get right for the Niners.
And if they lose, I'm pushing narratives.
If they lose,
Monday Night Football,
Geek and I will fight to the death.
Yes.
Okay. Monday Night Football is the stinkiest of the stinks with Giants and Steelers.
I think the Steelers are actually it's going to be stinky in the way that the Commanders game was last week. Because I think the Steelers are about to blow them out.
They're going to beat them to death with a large stick.
Yes.
All right. Our picks are done. I believe that's all we have for y'all. Yep.
No, did you talk about baseball earlier?
I asked Miller what teams were in it, and he got it right. So, yes, we talked about baseball.
Also, did you go over the fantasy league?
Oh yeah, that's
a thing we do.
I have not. We literally have not covered the fantasy league.
Well, we should just
quick. We have. We just didn't have an episode last week, Jake. That's the difference.
No, we haven't covered. I have not mentioned the fantasy league at all.
Well, here I'll do it then. I'll look at the standings here. So
it's
never mind. We can skip over talking about the fantasy league. No, I did lose last week, but that's not.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, no. Don't say it.
Why?
Nope. I am not going to give the person in first place any recognition.
Wait, who's in first? What?
If you say it, I will kill you.
Who's in first? I
I've got
don't
Wonder
know.
out. I've got Wonder outside your door with a shotgun right now. I will order the hit. You can't say it. You can't say it.
I see.
He doesn't get any recognition.
I see.
But congratulations to let's just talk about our teams. Miller is in
Yeah.
third. He's the highest position out of any of us. Geek is in eighth, the lowest position out of any of us. And I am in fifth. But there's only one game difference between the top four and the next like 6 teams.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm in 8th and
Literally,
4 and 3. Jake is
3
in.
people are 5 and 2. Like 6 people are 4 and 3. And shout out Valente and Josh and Mason for all being 1 and 6.
I think their teams are just really hurt, though.
I think Mason's is auto drafted.
Yeah, Mason's team
Also
scored
true.
like 50 points against me last week. Like, I don't.
Yeah, Mason had
get it.
Puka on IR this week, so.
And unfortunately,
Tough.
well, unfortunately, not for me, but for others. Run the North. I guess we'll do the picks leaderboard update too while we're here.
Make it snappy.
I'm in first place at 65 and 42. Miller's in second place at 62 and 45, and Geek is in last place at 60 and 47. Those are.
I have been off on my picks all year, and it's been kind of goofy.
I had a couple crazy weeks, so hopefully that continues. But
I think this happened last year too, where I ended up in last for a couple weeks, and then we cooked at the end of the year and made it okay. So, hopefully, I have to send this trophy to somebody else though, so the jokes can end.
Congratulations. But
maybe I'll just start picking poorly on purpose.
I believe that is our show. It was our show like 30 minutes ago. I believe that is our show. Okay. We want to thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Run the North podcast. Be sure to do whatever you can to help grow the podcast. Go click on all our links below. Give us a rate and review on Spotify. If you're over on YouTube, subscribe. Leave a comment about anything. Me and Miller told you to comment something very specific earlier in the episode, and we need you to comment that thing at the perfect time. Make sure you use your timestamps and everything. But yeah, comment that, and Geek will find out tomorrow when the episode comes out what we're talking about.
What if nobody comments? Do I just never find out?
But, yeah, you never find out. But leave that comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. We upload weekly most of the time, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.